Thanks for watching Fight Back Podcast. If you like the show, like, subscribe, or share the video. There's also donation links in the descriptions.
All right, guys. To say what?
We're on.
Awesome Jew, man.
We are the battle here. We have the battle of who is the real Jew.
Who is the real
Who's
Jew?
the real Jew out of you two? Let's see.
Man, guys,
What do you say?
dude, I'm like about to like literally be a live example of every Jewish stereotype, and you're gonna be like,
We know,
who's the
Adam.
Jew?
We
Who's
already
the Jew?
figured
So
that
when
out.
you
You've
say,
already
like, the
asked
Jew-
for
All right,
six
hold on.
water,
Here's the
bro.
first. Well, here's the first Jew moment, right? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol nihiyeh b'dvaro.
Yeah, when you say you the real Jew, right? When you say, excuse me, you're gonna be the stereotypical Jew. You mean like all of the normal stereotypes that we have of Jewish people? You embody that?
Have you ever been to Israel?
Yes, but can you answer the question though?
No, I actually don't think that I do.
Oh, so you don't embody like
just think it's
the
funny
baby
to, like-
penises? You don't embody that?
We're having that conversation.
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of
We're
conversation.
going right into it.
And just for the
Stop,
record,
stop fucking around with your filming there, Adam.
been a while
And let's
since I've
do the
had
show.
one of
Let's
these
do the
type of
show, Adam.
conversations.
Hey guys, I'm demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support me and the podcast, go to fightbackpodcast.com and you can buy some cool merch, like the shirt I'm wearing now.
Well, he's live too, right?
Yeah, we just going for a couple minutes.
All right. So
Yeah.
as soon as he's done being live.
Yeah, but we have the show running. Let's fucking
Yeah.
All right,
focus
so
on
I
that.
brought you, before we get the show, I brought you a copy. Are we running on the
show's
show?
running
too?
on, yeah, the show's
Okay,
running.
good. So I
Yeah.
brought you a copy of my book.
let me see.
This is actually a not for resale author's copy. I signed it for you. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob guide you in all your journeys. Adam
So
King.
this Jewish book is allowed on Amazon, you said, right?
I actually hit #1 on
Yeah.
Amazon.
But
Thank God.
When Kyrie shared
2 days
a DVD on
after.
Amazon, he couldn't play basketball.
And he paid $500,000 now to go beg you some rabbis.
Yeah, that's
Listen,
crazy.
you
see
want
the
me?
biasness? That's the biasness.
Should I get on the phone right now and call like the Jewish
I'm
Council?
pretty sure you
and,
could.
like,
That's why you #1 on
You-
Amazon. You probably called.
This is why people take out their anger on like Yossi the falafel guy at the corner.
don't
They're
even know
like,
who that
this
is.
poor Jewish random guy
Yeah.
who sells falafels on the corner. They're like, he must know the elders of Zion who
That's
banned
right.
Kyrie's book.
Because
He
that's
must
the
know
only
him.
way you got
do you,
number
must
one.
know
but do you agree
him.
that's crazy how they just like fined him and banned him?
Yeah,
Just
I'm
think about it.
hoping.
I'm trying to
Listen,
stand by it,
Jeff,
by the way,
listen.
but that is a good point, brother.
They find Kyrie, vilify Kyrie, do everything against Kyrie, but they don't say nothing to Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon, that let that documentary sit on there since 2015.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
the hypocrisy.
That guy Jeff Bezos like controls the media. He has his own little media empire. He's worth like hundreds of billions.
What's Jeff Bezos' race, ethnicity?
He's actually one
I
of
think
Jake's. He's one of Jake's
he's one
type
of the few
whites.
media guys that aren't Jew. Most are.
He's one
Jeff,
of Jake's
so
whites.
The majority are
He's not
Jews.
one of
Yeah.
Adam's whites. He's one of Jake's whites.
Yeah, that is true. The majority of the media moguls are Jews, though. He's one of the
so
few
I
exceptions.
would
He's on
argue-
Team Jake.
And this is where
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
where
Larry Ellison, he's on Team King.
Team
And I
Yeah.
think
Team
it's
King.
perfect that y'all are on that side, and this is where Jake gonna have the disclaimer the whole debate.
I think it's funny.
Because I'm gonna look at y'all as the same, and every time I say it, Jake's gonna say he's not my kind of white.
yeah.
He's one of the
He's
few
peak
Jews
white,
I like,
man. He's peak.
But we're not brothers.
No,
we're brothers,
no,
but not,
right.
we're not
Right.
both white.
Yeah,
But that
yeah,
does
yeah, yeah.
represent-
We wouldn't marry each other's children to each other.
Correct.
Us peak whites don't.
that's
Us
great you
peak
brought that
whites
up. Marry
don't
your
like
children.
to
That's-
Yeah, you
interact.
can't.
Would you marry your daughter to one of those?
I wouldn't
Jews?
marry with you guys anyway either. I like
You're
racial
not supposed
purity.
to.
Exactly.
And it's interesting because you're Ashkenazi, right?
I am Ashkenazi, yeah.
So you can't be an Israelite then.
Well,
In Genesis, the 10th chapter, Ashkenaz come from Japhet. They don't come from Shem.
so we as Ashkenazi Jews identify with the region that we were exiled to. So at the time, before even Berlin was a city, there was a kingdom there called Ashkenaz, one of the
That's-
original 70 kingdoms.
Now he's going to talk about the origin that he stole
And the
first before
Talmud-
he stole the Israelite
The
origin.
Talmud actually goes into great detail about King Solomon sending 400 families from the time of Benjamin, the first ever outpost in Ashkenaz,
But we
the
can't
kingdom of
trust the
Ashkenaz.
Talmud, though. The Talmud
Why
is where
can't you
get
trust the Talmud?
Because that's where you get the mitzvah pay. That's where you get where you're sucking on the baby penis.
Do you know? Did you read it in the Talmud, or did you just read like an little
They
excerpt
don't
from
read
the
how they
Talmud?
perform it, but mitzvah pay is in the Talmud.
It's called
And then y'all-
Mefitzbapeh.
You could pronounce
Can
it
we all
however you
all
want.
agree that should
But
be?
it doesn't-
Yeah, I
Stop.
didn't even have Mefitzbapeh for me, and it's
I
not like
don't
a.
believe you.
Well, that's not for me to care about.
all
I
of
don't
y'all-
care.
Little baby
You know,
that
I
got
think
sucked.
all of you
I'll tell you one
white
thing that like
Jewish best. I
sometimes
think all of y'all
sometimes
got
it's
that
crazy because like I'll like seriously drop a truth bomb on people and they'll be like, I don't believe you. You must have been your penis sucked as a baby.
I'll take your word for
it.
When you grew up, did you grow up? What type of Judaism was it? Messianic, non-messianic, Orthodox, unorthodox? How did you grow up?
So I grew up as probably assimilated as possible.
No. I'm not talking about like once you got older. I'm talking about
Yeah,
when you
when
were
I grew
born,
up.
your
I'm telling
family,
you.
were they
I'm telling
Orthodox,
you.
unorthodox?
I'll give you my background. So I'm the 5th generation Jew on both sides of my family from Los Angeles, which is literally unheard of. In the Bible, God says he's going to exile you to the 4 corners of the land.
That's not you guys, though. We're not on that. I just want
And
to
the
know if you grew up
Ashkenazi
Orthodox
Jews, just
or
so you
not.
know, like we literally went to London, South Africa,
You did not.
Sydney, Australia,
You
and
did
Los
not.
Angeles, the
You did
4
not.
corners of the land. It's very interesting that
You
the
did not.
Bible. No, I'm telling you,
The
I'm
only
from
people
Los
that went to the
Angeles.
4 corners is us. So
Well, you might have gone to
for
Los
example-
Angeles also.
for
Did you guys
example,
build
when
an
you talk about
Eruv?
Russia, so for example, when you talk about Russia, you can get a book called The Russian Icons, and when you see the images of the Israelites there, they're black. When you talk about Europe and what they call the Dark Ages, you can see where black people ruled Europe. When you talk about Africa, you can see our transition
Jake, the black
into
people
Africa.
ruled Europe.
In my opinion, no.
I mean, like, that's news
This
to
is
me.
why I said y'all the same white. That's why
That's-
it's good for
No,
y'all.
no, he was like the
because
host
you
white.
called
You
on him
very
for help.
skeptical.
Like you called on. This is what Jewish people do. What you just did.
Well, I mean,
is
like-
what Jewish people do when they ask Trump for help
I'm
in the
being
war.
neutral, 'cause
you
I'm
couldn't
gonna
beat
have-
me.
I'm
In
gonna have
the,
your-
you couldn't beat me in the debate, so you ran to your
I'm
daddy.
gonna have
So
your back
basically-
on
That's
some
what you
things.
just
So
did.
I'm gonna be-
basically,
I'm
it's
trying-
like
I'm
this.
just sharing- I'm just sharing my honest
The only
opinion.
time that blacks ever
No,
had
I
any
want your
sort of
opinion.
rulership.
I'm just glad
But
that
I'm
he
trying to
asked
be
Okay,
you.
let
fair
me
with both
answer
you
you
guys.
then. Let me answer you like a scholar would. Okay.
I
The
wasn't
only
asking
time,
you a question.
the only time that I know if blacks had any sort of rulership in Europe were the Moors of Spain.
Why did they call them swarthy? Why did they call them the Douglases?
This is
Why
like
did they
news
call-
to me.
Why
that,
did they
like,
call one of the kings
all of a sudden,
black? Why
what's
did they
that
call
show
one-
on Netflix?
It shows
Yeah.
all the people black.
Yeah.
Why
the-
did they call
what's
one
it
of the
called?
kings Black
I don't know
Boy?
the name of the show.
It's like Upton
Why
Alley
did they
or
call
something.
one of the kings Black Boy? Why did Ben Franklin say we don't want America to be black like Europe was? They make these statements
Did
because
Franklin
that's what it
say
was.
that?
Benjamin Franklin made that statement.
Look that up.
Is what?
Yeah, that we don't want America to be black like Europe. That's what they said.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're telling me the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, Europe was like black.
Yes, when we say black, like you see, like America is predominantly white, but there's other ethnicities, of course, in
Okay.
America. So I'm not saying there's no white people there, there's no other type of people, but we were ruling, and it's just as simple as when
You're
Rome
saying during
fell,
You think they were
Napoleon
like
Bonaparte.
the primary rulers?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
like,
not.
so
It's
like
not your
when
prime
Rome-
debate today.
right,
obviously,
Hold on,
but-
Benjamin Franklin though, right?
yeah, Benjamin Franklin.
So
Anybody can
Benjamin
look that up.
Franklin was a contemporary roughly of Napoleon Bonaparte, right?
Okay.
So, but Napoleon Bonaparte a little bit even before.
Read all the paintings.
So
of
the
him and white and
question that
stuff.
I have to you, during the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, you're saying that black people were ruling in
Yeah,
Europe.
black people were in power.
In Europe.
Just like you
Ruling.
can have.
What is that show called?
So as
You know what I'm
America-
saying?
America, so as
I gotta Google it.
America as a country
Oh, my
had
phone.
what's called a black president for a time, even though white
Who
people
was our
were
first black
dominant.
president? It
Well,
wasn't
so
Barack.
Let me say it differently.
Obama's Jewish.
The African American.
Obama's Jewish?
Just kidding.
No, Obama is African, so I wouldn't say black.
He's- okay.
because we're not African.
You guys
Who was
view
the
yourself
first
differently,
black
correct?
Yeah, we're
president?
definitely different.
If the general said
Who was
We
the
haven't
first-
had a black president.
You
in
said there
America.
was a first black,
yeah,
a
I wanna
secret
do-
black president.
I didn't use secret.
No, I'm asking
That's-
you.
That's what
I'm trying to
correct.
get you to define it because I'm
Black
fascinated by
black
the
sounds
story.
good for you guys,
Yeah.
but for us to be ethnically correct,
Yeah.
Obama has an African father and a white mother. So for us, he's not one of our people.
Right. You
So
know, I agree with you there. I don't like the term black or white. I think like it's completely ethnically incorrect, and it like the world is so much more diverse
I don't like the term
than
Jewish
black
either,
and
though.
white. Well, two are colors and one is an ethnicity. So
Jewish is not an ethnicity, though.
How about, like,
Jewish is
Yehuda?
wait, hold up.
Or Judah.
Wait. Jewish is not an ethnicity.
Judah is the
Jewish-
family.
I didn't say Judah. I said Jewish.
Jewish is Judish.
Jewish is religion, because in Jewish,
But I
you're
can't be
an
a Jew, though.
Israelite by your mother. Ethnically, you're an Israelite by your father. That's why y'all won't do the DNA test, because if y'all
Well,
start
we
taking
have-
that DNA test, you're gonna see a lot of y'all are not the Jews. We are the Jews.
I don't do
That's
the
why it's illegal.
I'll tell you, I personally don't do the DNA test
you
because
don't
I don't
wanna
want
get the
China
truth
to
either.
have my genetics. But my
Nah.
my parents took the
That is
DNA
not what-
test.
wait, but that is not
I can tell
what-
you about my parents'
that is what-
DNA test.
That's not what Israel says.
Hold up. In my parents' DNA
Mm-hmm.
test, my mother says 100% Ashkenazi Jew. It's unbelievable.
Right,
They have an
100% white.
actual genetic.
Why aren't those allowed?
Why-
They
why
have an
doesn't it say-
actual genetic marker. And my mother's a Bas Kohen, which means that she's an Ashkenazi
she's
Jew
not.
from the tribe of descendant of Aaron the priest. My
How could-
grandfather.
that don't even make sense.
It does, though.
No, it doesn't. How can
Well,
you
to you
be-
it doesn't, 'cause
how
you're not
can-
Jewish.
Because how can you be Ashkenaz and Shemitic?
I'll tell you because
Ashkenaz is a Japhetic tribe.
it's like
So think about what you. Hold on.
I'll
one
tell
second.
you, I'll
Wait,
explain it to
before
you.
Before you answer, think about what you're saying. When you're talking about DNA, you're talking about genetic markers.
Yeah.
So if you marry the DNA of the science with the genetic marker, with the Bible, when the Lord divided the nations in Genesis 10 and 32,
to 70 nations.
when the Lord divided the nations,
Yes,
in
there's a
Genesis
kingdom
10,
of Ashkenaz.
When you talk, I know you're trying to distract.
Yeah, let him finish.
So
then
when the
you'll go
Lord
a minute.
divided the nations in Genesis 10 and 32, the Japhetic line had their own line, so they would have their own genetic markers.
Yeah.
Shemitic line have their own lines. They would have their own genetic markers. So if you take a DNA test that says you go back to Ashkenaz, that's a different family line than the family line that the Israelites come from. So you can't be from the family line of Shem and the family line of Japhet genetically if you believe in the Bible, because the Lord divided them.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
Can I respond?
Yes.
So I'm not descended at all from Japhet. The
You said your
kingdom
mama
of,
is, though.
No, hold on. Listen to me. I'll explain. My line of my claim of Ashkenazi is like the same of how I say I'm an American Jew. Like I put America before Jew. It was the kingdom that I'm living in before, and as a Jewish person. So it's like being an American Jew. But in the time that at the time that the Ashkenazi Jewish community was established, the very first Ashkenazi Jewish community was established by King Solomon as an embassy outpost, and he had 400 families from the tribe of Benjamin go there. And actually, Berlin is a Jewish city. It was founded by Jews 1,800 years ago.
I think you're missing what you said out of your
Because
mouth.
before,
though. You said-
listen, before Germany was even a nation or a conception, there was once something called the Kingdom of Ashkenaz. Now, when the Romans destroyed us and carried us into captivity, the Kingdom of Ashkenaz was still a thing.
But what you're doing now is you're spinning from what you said. You did all that history and word salad, but you said when your mom took a DNA test.
Yeah.
So now you got into genetics. Genetics is not that migration. So when you say Ashkenaz, and then we look in the Bible in Genesis the 10th chapter, and Ashkenaz come from Japhet. You can't have Japhetic DNA and Shemitic DNA.
There's
You gotta
no-
have one or the other.
I'll tell you, it's kind of like this Tartarian thing,
Wait, before you say that. So, like, when black people go get their DNA, if their DNA traces, for the most part, it'll say they came from, like, the west coast of Africa or something like that. And then they got, like, E1, B1 markers. You got L markers and stuff like that. So there's genetic markers that they say make up white people, genetic markers that they say make up black people,
cut the live stream.
Chinese
You don't owe me
people.
too much.
live
X,
stream.
Y.
Hold on,
Yeah.
we're cutting the live stream.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't want too much.
Wait,
All right,
if you-
hold
if
on,
you
hold
wanna
on.
Announce it
We're
then.
gonna
Hey, man, we
save
gonna
this.
clip
it. We'll be up
The
next
rest of
week.
this conversation is
Shit fire, the
Jake's
rest of the
conversation.
Yeah, I'll be up next week. So you want for the podcast?
Jake, give a
That's
plug
right.
for your podcast. We're about to go
Fight
live.
back there. We're watching
You gotta
there. It'll be
watch
out
it.
next week.
It's
Yeah.
out
We're
next
about to get a
week.
lot hotter too. I got
Yeah.
some good questions
It's
coming.
gonna be good.
Turn up.
I'm about to
And
turn this
We're
shit up.
gonna. Nobody's beating the
I
shit
told
out
him,
of
I
anybody.
told him I'm not going to help if he starts beating
because
his
it's
ass.
been
He's like,
live. Your ass would be on camera.
I'm not fighting 5 black dudes.
Your ass
Five
should be
black
on
Jews.
camera. Motherfuckers are
I don't
stupid.
like you that much.
Okay. Anyways,
But
they
wait,
got
wait,
Jake's
one,
here.
maybe.
UFC champion
That's right.
is in the room, so
right.
nobody's
There's like
beating
5 of them,
anybody's
bro. Sorry.
asses.
I
Yeah,
said
no, I
if-
mean,
I'd be
intellectually,
impressed
not
if he
physically.
Jackie Chan'd everybody in the
we're
room.
not
I
gonna
think he's
fight.
still capable.
We're not gonna fight. We're
You
not
know,
gonna
I'll say
fight.
this.
We're not gonna fight.
No, God forbid. But I'll
It's
say
not
this.
physically,
I want to
it's
say this
mentally.
live before I tune off, so that my audience can hear it.
Okay. What do you want to say?
I get
Jew
a
always
lot of
trying
these.
to get extra.
I got a lot, yeah,
always.
because it's my Jewish in me. I'm always
Yeah.
trying to get
Get you
that
that
extra.
extra couple minutes.
I got a lot of my Jewish fighters and UFC fighters in the DMs that always hit me up. They're like, "Oh, I want to fight Jake. I want to fight Jake." I just want to say right here, this guy right here is like so next level in the ring. Don't do that, guys.
Yeah, I'll fight any Jew.
You're gonna make us look bad.
Jews, when I
This
use
guy
Jews,
is like
they're I
five-time
wanna be a
champion.
anti-Semites. I'm like,
He's
I'm right here.
older. He's like older than all of you, and I still
Any
think he
white
would
Jew,
win.
any white
Right.
Jew.
I would put my money
Some of your
on
brother
Jake
Jews might be
if
tough.
you guys tried to do that. So, hey, tune in. Fight Back Podcast is gonna be dope.
Peace.
Fuck, see the Jewish.
Where
See,
is it? Where is
see,
it?
he's trying to steal my
Was you even
podcast.
live?
Boom.
There you go.
Stop
I'm
broadcast.
still on Jewish. I'll let you use this for your channel after I air it.
Dude, I'm
Thank
gonna use it. I'm gonna rip it.
Yeah, but let's get our shit going now.
So
good.
now, but when you start
good.
mixing the genetic markers
Yeah.
and saying that you could be one genetic marker and another genetic marker, a person that has E1B1 in their DNA can't also have another E1B1 or an L marker. It's either one or the other. That's why they'll tell you the paternal line for your DNA never changes. So even women, when they go for their DNA, they can't pull their father's DNA because they don't have that genetic material.
Yeah.
So if your mom has Ashkenazi, she can't have two mixtures of DNA. That's genetically impossible.
So in the Jewish tradition, my
See, that's
mother's.
why I said
I'm
Jewish
letting
is
you
not
tell you.
biblical.
Listen, no, you got to let me finish.
I
I'm trying to
definitely am.
explain it to you, but
Yeah.
like I gotta like tone it down a little bit.
Can you
'cause
use the
you're not getting
Bible
it.
or Torah?
I could use the Bible if you
No,
want
what
me
I
to
mean,
explain it in the Bible.
no. Now you're saying you got to go into it, but when you're identifying who a Jew is or who
Yeah.
an Israelite is, the Bible supersedes either one of us, right? You
Yeah.
would agree?
Totally.
So you would have to show in the Bible where you're a Jew by your mom.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, good.
I could do that today.
You
I
guys
actually brought.
both only believe in the Old Testament.
Yeah,
Well, I
brought-
believe in the Old and New
I
Testament.
brought a lot of
He
my
believes in the
lineage
Old
with me,
Testament.
actually. Like
You believe both,
I
don't you?
Yeah, I
brought,
believe
I brought
both.
a chunk of my lineage with me.
But can you just demonstrate in the Bible
Yeah, I
how
can.
you're a Jew by your mother?
I can.
Okay, go ahead, do it.
So my mother is what's called a Bas Kohen. Now a Bas Kohen is the most coveted bloodline in all of Israel. It's the priest line. So there's all sorts of rules that govern like the Bas Kohen, the daughter of the priest, and also the son of the priest. Like he can only marry specific bloodlines. He can't marry converts, but like he can marry any of like
So certain Jews are better
Well,
than
can't
others.
nobody marry a convert.
When it comes to the temple.
So it's
But
like,
nobody
so it's
can
not
marry-
even
well, he has to
Ashkenazi.
marry-
Hold on. Not even Ashkenazi. When it comes to
You can't marry any
when it
convert.
comes to the tribe, the Kohen, we've like separated this DNA strand out of our tribe.
That's not true.
It's called the Kohen gene. Yeah, we have it.
He's like the Jeffrey Epstein.
My
who's
grandfather
trying to do
had the
super
Kohen gene. My grandfather,
No,
there's a
that's why they
specific
banned the DNA. 'Cause
there's a
that's
specific
lie,
Y
what they're
chromosome marker in the ancestry test that finds a Kohen gene. Now, my grandfather, when he was alive, alav shalom, of blessed memory, he had the Y chromosome indicator of the Kohen
Based
gene.
on who? Who said that?
Let
Based
people-
on
audience
the
think answers
collective
little
group
details
of-
this. Let's,
Based on the collective group in our family lineages that are extremely well traced. Like we have written books of our family lineages that are extremely well written down.
That go back to
The
Ashkenaz, right?
no, that go back to King David. Actually, 90% of Ashkenazi Jews are descended of King
That's
David.
cap.
No, it is. It's
No,
true.
it's not. 'Cause
Absolutely,
David's
it's true.
line would come from Shem. We would
I
have
could,
that same
I
DNA
could show
problem.
you.
I
could
could
show
show
you.
both of you.
But he didn't never answer my question though. You're supposed to demonstrate how you're a Jew according to your mother in the Bible. or
So
Torah.
the way that the Torah works is that it used to be by the father up until the first exile.
you have to show that.
During the time of that's in the Talmud. During the time of the first exile, during the time of listen, the Talmud is like this massive encyclopedic volume of knowledge. For you to just discount it is a sign of ignorance.
It's not about discounting it. When I'm saying
Then what
It's
does
not
your
about-
mean?
my is you can't change what God said. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. Those are all 12 men. There is no tribe of Dinah, right? There is no tribe of no women.
Do you
when
know
you
where
say
Dinah?
you're-
Do
when
you know
when
where
you say-
Dinah? Do you know where Dinah is found? Her lineage, actually.
Don't separate.
No, well,
So
you're making a claim. In
There's
the
not
Bible,
a
I
tribe
wanna-
of Dinah.
Dinah married into the tribe of Yosef. Actually,
It doesn't. Once she married a man,
her daughter
you're
Osnat
not-
married Ephraim.
That's fine. I didn't say that she didn't marry nobody.
I'm
but
just
there's
saying,
no
like, you
tribe
don't
of
know the
Dinah.
lineage.
So Ephraim, Manasseh,
Why do I know the
Gad,
lineage,
Naphtali,
but you don't know
Benjamin,
the lineage if
Levi,
you're the Jew and I'm not?
all of them, because what you're saying, the still doesn't give a tribe of Dinah.
Okay, I
All
wanna
you're
ask
saying-
you a question.
Wait. I just want for the record. He cannot show any book, chapter, verse
I will,
that
right
you're
now.
a Jew according to your mother.
I will
He has
right
to go
now.
to the
Divrei
Talmud,
Hayamim.
which is not
Nope,
the Bible.
I'm going to tell you right now. Divrei Hayamim, the Book of Chronicles. We're going to go down a rabbit hole in the Book of Chronicles.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the term the Reish Galuta from the Bible? It's in the Mikra. It's in this Bible. The first Reish Galuta. Do you know what his name was?
What's his name?
His name is Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel.
What's the scripture you going to in Chronicles?
Zerubbabel is the grandson of Tzidkiyahu Melech Yehuda.
You talk about
The
Zerubbabel.
Yeah, his name is Zerubbabel.
There's no V's in the original Hebrew. That's
Zerubbabel.
something y'all
There
changed
is.
when you bastardized
There's a bet and a
the
vet.
V came later. There's no
All right.
V's in the
So
original
you read Hebrew?
I wouldn't put myself as a scholar on it.
I am a scholar of Hebrew.
But I know that there's no V's. There was no
Where did I
V's
get
in it.
Hebrew from? Is it an African language? Where did I learn it? If
Well,
it's not,
Hebrew
if it's not the
is
language of the Bible.
Hebrew would be. I didn't say Hebrew wasn't a language in the Bible.
So then
I said
why
that
do I know it?
bastardized-
Why was
I said
it-
that bastardized version of Hebrew that you guys have?
Why? How?
Like even like when
how
we
do you
talk-
know that it's bastardized if you don't even know what Hebrew
Because
is?
Hebrew became bastardized when we went into the first captivity.
But then why don't you speak
You got to
Hebrew?
hear the answer. You got to hear the answer.
Let's do
Okay.
something a little less technical for a second.
Oh,
I know
okay.
some of the people. This shit's great. But
Oh,
let's
okay.
hit something a little more,
Okay.
because some of the audience
Yeah.
gonna get confused here. I
Okay,
think.
no
So we some
problem.
shit. There's something I stumbled across. I found really interesting.
Yeah.
Through Bible verses.
Okay.
Sorry to change directions. I know this stuff is
No,
some
no,
of the
no
details.
problem.
Some of the audience might get lost. Some of this shit. This was. Let me find these verses because they were kind of. They threw me off a little bit. Something about the Jews. It wasn't say. Let me see if I find it. Jeremiah. There's a couple different verses. 17:14 says Israelis would serve enemies in a land they know not, losing their heritage.
What verse are you reading again?
It says Jeremiah 17:4.
Oh, okay.
Saying Israelis would serve enemies in a land they know not, losing their heritage. And that, to me, I'm trying to be neutral, but that was like, whoa, that was one. I'm gonna have things for both sides, but that seemed to
Right.
definitely favor the black people, because black people were taken,
Right.
serving an enemy in a land they don't know.
Right.
There was one more that was very similar. It was the other one that was.
That's actually a good scripture. It says, and even
that was
thou
shocking
shalt
when it-
discontinue thine heritage.
Oh, here, listen to this one. How do you say that? Deuteronomy 28. It says Israelis will be scattered by ships to serve enemies in a land they know not, with iron
All
yokes on their
right,
necks.
people sent me these things.
And
Yeah, has that happened to you guys?
I mean, like we went through the Holocaust, not on ships, but I mean,
Okay, but if this says, we shall be brought into Egypt again with ships and sold for bondmen and bondwomen, that didn't happen to y'all in the Holocaust. And it says, no man shall buy you or redeem you. So y'all were redeemed, actually. When the Holocaust happened, they had World War II, and they redeemed you guys. Then they displaced the Palestinians for you guys.
do you think that like all of everything that's happened, like there's like no blessing from God? There's like,
No, before we get to that part, I just want to see how, because
well, I just think that
Jake
question
brought the
asked was
scriptures.
pretty,
you want to
the
go
whole-
into it? Let's
Yeah,
go
the
into the
Jer-
scripture. Let's read it.
To me, I found that
will,
very
I will,
interesting.
I will.
It
Let's
said
read it.
there was two of them. I found.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jeremiah
I'm gonna
17
answer.
and 4.
I'm gonna
Jeremiah
answer.
17 and 4 first.
Okay,
I
we're
just
gonna
found that
start
very
with Jeremiah
interesting.
17:1.
Right.
17:4. It says
The sin of Judah is inscribed with an iron pen, with a hard metal fingernail, etched into the tablet of their heart, into the corners of your altars. As they remember their children, so they remember their altars and their Asherah trees, besides leafy trees and upon lofty hills. O idolaters on the mountains in the field, your
need
wealth,
to read the whole Bible.
all your
Yeah.
treasure. You do actually. You
I
do.
mean,
no,
well,
you
very
do. You
sincerely-
do. You need to know for
no, it
content.
just says they've been taken to
Hold
a
on, I'm
land
at
and
number
lose their
3. I'm
heritage.
at number 3. I'm at number
All
3.
right.
He said you ain't got to
Your wealth, all your treasure shall you make into booty
Right.
because of your high places made in sin throughout your boundaries. You will
Verse
be
4.
forced to withdraw from your heritage that I have given you, and I will enslave you to your enemies in a land that you knew not, for you have ignited a fire in my wrath, and it will burn forever.
So did that happen to you
crazy.
guys?
I mean, the way that I see that is like, look at we've been
that
like
did
the
happen to black
nation
people.
Yeah, it
builder.
happened to us.
They
We've
lost
been the
their
nation
heritage, they're
builders
taken
of
away.
the world. I mean,
No,
like
this
we
ain't
have.
talking about
Yeah,
nation
Jews
building.
never
This
got
is talking
taken
I don't know.
away.
It says the
This is talking
servants
about
of the.
this is talking about discontinuing
That,
from
no,
your
that verse kind of
heritage.
shocked me when I
All
found
right.
that.
That is
And
interesting.
let me tell you something. What's
That's
interesting
it.
about it is because the only people that
Very
have
interesting,
discontinued from their
Tazaryach.
heritage is us. And you
No,
can
the
always
Jews
tell
were
when
out-
they
the
get a
Jew-
little
we were
hot for
uprooted
him
from- we were
when he
uprooted from
interrupts. You can always tell
We're
when they
taking
get
to a
hot
land
for
far
him.
away. The Jews never
We
lost
was
their
taking-
heritage either. They
they
literally
never
they
lost
literally
their
lost their
heritage.
heritage. Don't know.
He just
like,
said
you don't know what
he
country.
could trace his back 5-6 generations to some Ashkenazi.
Thousands of years.
So how did you discontinue
I'll
if you
show
can
you.
trace it?
I'll
But
show
when you
you.
ask black people
There's-
if they can trace
My
their
lineage, I
heritage,
could
They
trace
can't.
it back,
Let me
and it
finish.
doesn't go to
Just let me finish.
Khazaria.
Let me finish. So now,
Tazaryach.
when it says you would discontinue from your heritage, we did. Our heritage was discontinued.
Okay, so maybe
we
you-
went into bondage on
All right.
ships. We were sold for bond men and bond women. You guys were never sold for bond men and bond women. We were never redeemed. You were redeemed when the
There
entire
was a
earth
thing,
went to
I'll
war
tell
for
you.
y'all. So how
There
do
was-
you, if the listen,
I
if
will.
the Bible is true, and for our disobedience, the children of Israel gets punished for it, and you claim to be the children of Israel, how come we went through what you saying you are the people of?
I'll
Serving
explain
in
it to
a
you.
land they know not. Yeah.
Yeah, just I
There's
want
another
to.
one.
Do you
It's
understand my
Deuteronomy
question?
28. There's another one.
So hold
Yeah,
on,
I'm trying to
before
find
let me
something. I'm
answer
gonna
this
get something
question.
again.
Yeah,
Do you,
yeah,
un-
yeah.
do,
I'm
do you
not
understand
Yeah,
my
yeah,
question?
yeah,
What's
I
my,
do.
Can you just repeat my question?
Hold on, let me just try to answer it. I'll do it quick, and then if I don't, you can ask
Okay.
it again.
All right.
So, like when we were taken as slaves to Rome after the destruction of the temple, we were literally put in cuffs. There's an entire mitzvah. You're like not even listening to me.
I
You
am
don't want to.
listening. I see
You're
you a
just-
little touchy.
Were the Jews?
My ears don't affect.
Were
my
the Jews?
direction.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you.
Were the Jews carried off in bondage, in chains to Rome?
You would have to show me what you're talking about.
I mean, Josephus is like.
Did they
Because-
but they
Is
never lost their
Josephus a real
heritage.
book?
Did they ever go in?
Is Josephus a real book?
Did they go in ships?
Yeah,
Were
actually, they
sold
did.
for
Land
bond
they know
men and
not.
bond
They
women?
did. Rome.
In the land
they
that
sailed.
neither thou nor
They
their
sailed
fathers
the
have known.
slaves back to Rome
They knew
from
Rome, though.
Jerusalem.
I
They
think
knew
losing
Rome,
their
though.
heritage.
I'm just saying,
it did
happen.
This just said
I'm
you
just
gonna
saying
go
it
to
did
a land
happen.
that your fathers
And they
have
were
not
slaves.
known.
And there's this mitzvah called
Like, you're
Pidyon
not answering the
HaNefesh.
question.
Okay, hold on. In the 5 books of Moses,
You
there's
what
6.
we call windmilling.
No,
It's
I'm
called
not.
Windmilling.
I'm not. I'm teaching you how to be a Jew.
No,
This-
you
this
cannot.
is
I
why-
will,
this is
I will,
why
let
have
me-
the Jewish attorneys.
Okay, hold
the
on.
white-looking Jewish attorneys.
Yeah. Let me explain to
You're
you guys.
spinning behind the whole
let me
question.
Okay, then let me explain to you guys what the peak white understanding of the
Even
Bible
that's
is.
windmilling.
Okay, let me
Because you
just
want to
talk.
focus on peak white.
Let me talk, or I'll just windmill the whole show, man.
No,
let me
we're gonna
talk.
windmill together. I just want you to
Okay,
answer the question.
I am.
If you
I-
can't, if you
let's
want
try
to
to do
just
a minute-
say,
a minute.
you know what
Hold
you
on,
can
you're
say?
trying to throw me off
Wait,
my
I'm gonna
train of
just tell
thought,
you know what
but
you
I'm
can
not going to
say?
go.
You know what?
613
I can't answer
mitzvah.
that question.
Taryag
Let's
mitzvah.
go to the
Taryag
next
mitzvah.
question.
Yeah, I
Taryag
think
mitzvah.
that's
Taryag
fair,
mitzvah.
yeah.
No, that's my answer. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. I've condensed my answer into 2 words. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. Can I explain what that is?
I
Taryag
just want you
mitzvah.
to answer the question.
I am. So in the Taryag mitzvah, the 613 laws that are given by Moses in the Bible, the first 5 books of the Bible, one of the mitzvahs is Pidyon HaNefesh. It means buying a slave from their captivity. During the time of the Roman exile, Pidyon HaNefesh was like being performed. Like there's great historical record in the Jewish tradition of that was the time that Pidyon HaNefesh was really performed in mass. They were buying Jews from slave markets left and right to try to redeem them from the slaveries that they were sold into in Rome after the destruction of the temple. It's extremely well documented in the Bible. It's extremely well documented in Josephus and other historical records. I don't know what to tell you. Like
But
the
that's not
Jews
answering
being
the
taken.
scripture.
But here, so let me give you another answer, right? So let's say that Jeremiah 17, like there is all these lost tribes of Israel, for example, right?
Who are they?
Could some have been?
I
come
don't
to
know.
America?
This is why I choose to marry Ashkenaz, because I truly don't know, but I'll tell you.
So you marry a
Like
tribe
there's
that's not an
my
Israelite.
best friend is getting married in February to one of the women from the tribe of Dan, right? This is their claim. They're Ethiopian. No, I'm for real. I'm for
There
real.
are Ethiopian Jews, yeah.
They're
Y'all
Ethiopian
reject,
Jews.
Y'all reject Ethiopian Jews.
No, he's Ashkenazi. He's
They don't
married.
treat- they don't
He's
treat
my
them
best
bad.
friend.
Yeah, y'all
I'm going to
sterilize
this
them.
wedding.
Y'all
Hold on.
only like the Ashkenazi Jewish people. Y'all do not like the others.
Yo, my friend
I
is
remember
like,
when black people came
hold
over
on,
to
can I
Israel.
answer before you LARP
We all
on me
both-
about
we
what
talk-
you
yeah,
did?
you were talking
when
about
y'all
that.
when
Give me a
black
chance.
people came over and they went in Dimona, y'all put them where the nuclear power plant is.
I know it's crazy, right? It's like
That's how
a
much
good
y'all.
one.
That's
No,
how much
it's like,
y'all. That's how much y'all hate.
W Jews.
Yeah, that's how much y'all hate black people.
No, I'm just
And
telling
they-
you.
and
I'm
when
just
y'all
joking.
say-
they sterilized
I'm just
them,
joking.
too.
I'm just
You
joking. I'm
sterilize
just
them. You
joking.
make them fight
I'm
in the.
just
You make
joking.
them fight in the military. You make them fight in your wars. You're gonna expel them. Y'all do all those things.
No,
When
we
I went
don't.
to- you know, you
Just
asked
the
me
black
if I-
Hebrew Israelites live in
See
Dimona.
that?
The
See that?
Ethiopian Jews
You
don't
see
live
that?
in Dimona,
You see
though.
that?
They don't live in
But
Dimona.
That's against Torah. Even if they weren't Israelites to y'all, in the Torah, how are you supposed to treat the strangers or converts? How are you supposed
You
to
know
treat
what?
them?
You're right.
How are you supposed
we're
to treat
supposed to
them?
treat them extremely respectfully.
So when you're not, that's how you know you're not.
Well,
Because if you were, you would treat them the way that God said to treat them.
In my book,
but
you'll
instead,
see.
y'all treat them like the savages you are, because that's what you are. Whether it's the hand in slavery, whether it's the hand in banks, whether it's your gay lifestyle, you guys
I'm not
are
gay.
against God.
What are you talking about?
If
No
we go
homo,
to-
bro.
If we go to Tel Aviv,
No homo,
if we
bro.
go to Tel Aviv
He is
right
he is
now,
against that stuff
Yo,
at least.
have you ever been
But
to
Jews
Jerusalem?
do push.
Can
out
I
of the
tell you-
gates.
can I tell you guys
where
that-
you
I
go?
went to
I want to
Jerusalem.
tell
Yeah,
you
I've been to
a
Jerusalem.
W win
We've all-
moment
we've all
for
been
the
to
world.
Israel.
A
we've
W
all
win
been to
moment
Israel.
for the world, right? So I lived in Jerusalem for a long time.
Right.
And there's one day of the year where all the Jews and all the Muslims and all the Christians are like united in a solid front.
To do what?
One day a year.
To do what?
Otherwise, they're back
Gay
to their
pride?
religion. The Gay Pride Day.
Are you serious?
It's the one day that all the religious communities come
So you
together.
participate
proud
in
of
the
this?
gay?
No, dude, they fight them off together, bro. It's
Oh,
a
oh,
it's
I
a
thought-
day.
I thought they were
It's a
celebrating.
base
I
thing.
thought
I'm
they
gonna
were
tell you.
celebrating.
No,
But
God
wait,
forbid,
I'm
it's a
gonna tell you
base
what's the
thing.
problem.
You get the
Celebrating it.
But I'm gonna
priests
tell you
coming
what-
out of the churches. You get the Islam
Right.
coming out of the mosques. You get the
Right.
Jews coming out of the shuls to say not in Jerusalem.
Yeah. What's
For-
your guys'
wait,
thought on
wait.
homosexuality? It's a
Well,
sin.
we hate. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a sin.
Yeah, we're all on the same
And
page
we
here.
wouldn't
Yeah,
allow
dude.
Tel
We're gonna have to cut
Aviv
that part
to
out of YouTube.
exist.
The
Tel
Bible
Aviv,
says-
Tel Aviv would not exist
Well, I'll
as
tell
a gay
you-
city, but because y'all are gay, that's why y'all let it.
Well,
and then you'll say,
we're not
"Oh,
gay.
we're not gay."
We're not
to
gay.
suck a little boy's penis, you're gay.
Okay, well, I'm not sucking a
That
little
needs-
boy's
that-
penis,
That
and
is
nobody
extremely
sucks
gay.
my.
Do you agree on
The
that, Mark?
Orthodox
We don't-
priest said it's
this
the
guy
most
wants to, like-
sanitary way.
This guy wants to like
circumcise a kid. I've never
pontificate.
heard of that. I'm
Yeah.
not. That's what he
This is
said
like
on
the
video.
one
That should be
thing.
illegal because
Wait,
Okay.
wait,
that is
when
allowed
you
in
say
the
I
US.
want to pontificate, your rabbis.
Do you think that
wait, hold
Mafitz
up,
Bepay is
hold up,
real? Hold on. Do you think that Mafitz Bepay is real?
Wait,
Yes or no?
It's definitely
One
real.
second.
Okay, he says
Wait,
it's
wait,
real.
let me
Do you
answer.
think it's
Let
real?
me
Yes or
answer.
no? Yes or no?
Let me answer.
Yes or no?
I'm
Just yes or no.
gonna expound after.
Hold
my-
on, then you expound. I'm gonna
Wait,
say yes
no,
or
no.
no.
I'm gonna give
Yes
a
or
yes
no?
or no. I'm just
Okay.
gonna expound. No, I don't.
Okay,
But
no.
whether I said I'm
You
gonna
don't think
expound.
it's? Hold on. Where does it come from?
Wait, it comes from the Talmud, not
Okay,
the Bible.
so if it comes
Wait,
from the Talmud and you think the Jews are doing it, does
why
it,
do I say it's not real?
what about the other things in the Talmud? Like, is that all fake? The
Yes.
only thing
It's
real
all
from the
garbage.
Talmud is Mafitz Bepay.
Everything.
Jesus Christ
This guy
burning
like
hell?
Wait, don't-
this
don't
guy
run,
takes
don't run,
one
don't
thing
run.
from the
Wait,
Talmud.
wait,
I'm not
don't-
running. I'm
Okay,
running
so
all
let me-
over you, bro.
So let me
I'm
finish
running
answer.
circles,
All you gotta
bro.
do is just let me finish.
The one
try-
thing
try-
try-
that
try-
he
try-
thinks
try-
is
try- you gotta
let me
valuable in the
finish. I
Talmud
don't think
is like
nothing-
something like
let him
Mafitz
go.
I
Bepay.
don't think
And
nothing in
Mafitz
the
Bepay is not even
One
entirely
second.
accepted.
I
A
don't
lot of
think
people do
nothing
it.
in the
You can't get one once.
Talmud.
I
I don't
didn't
think
do it.
nothing in the Talmud is valuable. And whether I think Mitzvah Pay is real or not, y'all do.
Okay.
And y'all suck on baby penises. Your rabbi says it's the most sanitary practice.
I
to
hate
take-
it when it
That's
gets-
why you
I hate
Jewish
it when
kids.
these-
That's
I
why
hate
when
it
y'all
when
get
these
older, that's why
conversations-
y'all look so effeminate.
I
Because
hate
you
it
don't
when
have
these
your penis sucked at
conversations-
6 years old.
You can just say
Effeminate.
denounce that
6
they-
days
you should
old,
stop
rather.
doing it.
Effeminate.
Yeah, that's
you
why
could,
y'all
you
look
could just be like, we
effeminate.
should stop
And
doing
what
that.
does that translate to? That translate to in Tel Aviv.
Mafitz
y'all
Bepay is, like,
supposed
the
to
only
be
thing.
the-
Okay.
y'all
It
supposed
doesn't,
to be.
it's not a good look though. It's just
Yeah,
Okay,
and I'm
can
shocked.
I
Now,
respond
I'm
or do
wait,
I-
wait, hold on.
Let's
I'm
go
gonna
ahead,
end
fine.
right here. Give me like
I feel
30
like
give me
I'm like
30 seconds.
Then let's
okay,
give him a
30
minute.
Yeah,
seconds.
give it a
Then
rest
give him a
in
minute.
something, man. So, and how does that translate? Y'all supposed to, y'all call yourselves the children of God, and in your cities, you allow homosexuality to proliferate. When God said homosexuality is an abomination against God. So how can y'all be the children of God when in the city that y'all say y'all running as the children of God, y'all allow gays to
All
run
right.
rampant, and you think because on one day you join with Muslims and Christians and one day y'all condemn them, it don't mean shit to the gay people, they'll give y'all one day when they can get 364 other days when they can just be openly gay in the city that you say is of God.
Okay, can I respond now?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Give him a chance
You
now.
see how I was quiet?
So Jeremiah 17:4,
Yeah.
folks. We're talking about
The slave
why the Jews were taken out of the land of Israel. And it says in Jeremiah 17:4, same verse that we were quoting, that we were doing idolatry in the land. Now, I'm not here to say that Jews have been perfect for thousands of years, just quite the opposite. We recorded in our book that we're not. This is what separates us from the pharaohs of Egypt, who, according to their own tombstones, never did anything wrong. We've clearly displayed our sins throughout the Bible, as well as our righteous acts, and we broadcast them to the world. So 17:4, we were carried off because we worshipped the gods of others. We made Asherah trees, it specifically says. So in other places in the Bible, it describes the return of Judah to the land of Israel. And it talks about the building of Israel as a nation from the pieces that were scattered to the four corners of the world. So it's like this. You might be descended of a Jew. You might have Jewish lineage. Who knows? I don't know how you came through. They have the whole Igbo thing. You know, like, are the Igbos also Hebrew Israelites?
Some are.
But how do you explain
Okay, so
saying
he
they
says
lost
that
their
some are.
heritage?
So
He
that's
just
what I'm saying.
spin, like, this-
No,
this-
I didn't.
But
I'm saying
it
if you
said they
lost your
lost their
heritage,
heritage,
Your ass
if
off
you
right
lost
there.
your heritage, let me give it back to you.
I think that's
okay?
one
You
valid.
ain't giving
I
nothing
think
to me. Pause.
He
I think
doesn't,
that
he
one
doesn't
part-
want the
I think that
heritage.
one part you have
What
to
does it
make
mean
as
to
a
be a
valid
Jew?
argument
Tell
towards
me
them.
what it means to be a Jew in the world. What does it mean? What's your responsibility as a Jew?
As a Jew, it is
Yeah.
your responsibility. I'm gonna speak from my
Go
organization.
for it.
Well, thank you. So as a
Don't
Jew-
speak from your organization. Speak from your heart. What does it mean?
That's the
Because
same
you
thing.
He
no,
represents the
Yeah, that-
no,
organization.
you're
that's
saying
yourself.
your organization. I'm saying if you're a Jew, it's in your
No,
heart.
but that's-
Speak from
that's
your
the-
heart.
That's the same thing.
Okay, go.
So being a Jew, it is our duty to wake up the other Jews or Israelites that are scattered across the four corners, because Jew is just one tribe. You had 12 other tribes or 11 other tribes: Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Naphtali, Issachar, etc. So it's our duty to keep the law, statute, commandments, obey the God, and then wake our people up. And if we would have been brought in that land in 1948, like y'all were brought in that land in 1948, there would be no gays.
But
There would
why-
be no,
why
let me
weren't you
finish.
brought
I
to
didn't
that
interrupt
land?
you when you talk.
I
Let me
just asked the
finish.
question.
No, don't ask why I'm answering. Let me finish. If we would have been brought there, it would be no gays. It wouldn't be no slaughter of innocent Palestinians.
I was asking you
It
that
wouldn't be
question.
no slaughter of innocent Ethiopians. It wouldn't be no slaughter of innocent anybody, because the Bible says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. And Israel is mourning because you imposters are there. So if we were the Jews and in that land, the earth would be better.
Okay, so
we
let me
wouldn't
ask
be
you a
bragging
question.
You wouldn't
like
bomb,
you just
would you
did.
bomb
Let me ask you-
Palestinian children?
We were not. That's
Okay,
what I said.
hold up.
They
Can
bombed.
I ask you a
And
question?
the crazy part about
Hold
them
on, can I
bombing
ask you a
them-
question? Can I
Let
ask
them
you-
Let him finish.
finish.
We'll let you go 1 second.
The
He
crazy
goes
part
forever,
about
man.
no,
You like-
when you just talked, I
There
didn't
should be
talk
a word.
until you
Just like there was a
started.
live
Wait, wait,
counter
wait.
on the last
We gotta
one with
do
Dan,
this
there should be
because-
a word
This-
counter
Listen,
on
I
this
tell
one.
y'all, every time he
Let's give him
does
3
this
seconds
because
and
he's
we'll
in
go.
his feelings, because I was quiet the whole time you talked until you
Take the
asked me a
timer, take
question.
the
All right, maybe I'll do a
timer.
So
timer.
now, the interesting thing about Palestine, there's a video you can see where the Palestinians is welcoming these fake Jews with open arms. They coming in off the boats, coming in off the ships, and you was only supposed to take a certain part of land, but that wasn't good enough because y'all are murderous bastards. And so y'all start bombing them in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s. And then 2 years ago, I think now, y'all start bombing them again. If y'all were men of God, as y'all say, y'all would have held to the deal, but you break every treaty like every white man does. You wouldn't be slaughtering
They're not
innocent people that wanted to live cohesively
You even did another 30 seconds,
with you
dude.
guys.
You're doing laps of
You gotta
30
stop being
seconds.
a
Let's give
crybaby.
him-
You
let's
don't
give
even
him-
answer
All right,
questions.
let's
You
give
gotta
him a
stop
chance.
being a
Let's give him a
crybaby.
chance.
All right,
now.
I'm going to ask a 15-second question. You could talk all you want again. Ready?
Yes.
Since you're the real Jew, right? And you're
He coming around.
and
y'all.
you're LARPing on me. You're LARPing on me saying that, like, hey, you guys came back to the land and did all this killing and shit. And if it was us, there'd be no gays in the land. And you're all talking like that. Let me ask you, since you're the real Jew, would you build the third temple?
if you know, biblically speaking, the third temple doesn't get built till the Messiah comes.
Oh, so what would you do with the land? Would you just like
What
sit
we
on
would
it?
do with the land is what we do in this land right now.
Sit on the
what
street
see how he
corners and
said-
yell at people?
He can't even hold true to what he said. They said, I'm going to ask you a 50-second
Okay, go,
question,
go, go,
and then I'm
go.
going to let you talk as much
Sorry
as
to
you want.
interrupt my
I just
own
like to-
30
that was
seconds.
a
I
funny
just
one,
like
Reese.
to,
That was a funny
I just
one.
like to point out my superiority.
Okay,
I
go,
just like
go,
to
go.
point out my
Superior one, go, go,
Thank
go. Pharaoh.
See that?
Go,
Superior
Pharaoh.
one. He coming along.
I'm calling
He
him
called me the
Pharaoh 'cause
superior
he's-
one. No, I ain't Pharaoh, but I'm the
he's
superior
more
one.
Pharaoh
I'm gonna
than
make a clip
Yehuda.
out of you when Jake put it up. 'cause
All right,
you
let's
called-
go.
Thank you. So even in this land, we obey the laws. We don't break God's laws. We don't even break America.
You're not allowed to break the laws.
Interrupting
It's
again.
against the Torah.
Not to y'all because y'all got gay
If
niggas.
people
How
do
can
it-
you say, wait. How can you say it's against Torah? You just cut yourself.
Can
You
I
just
answer?
Wait, I'm trying to finish.
Because God
you
gave us
keep
free will.
interrupting.
And people do bad
God
things with their
never
free
gave
will.
Free will.
Yes, he did.
There's no such thing.
That's
and
what
if
the
you
Jews are-
can't break God's
Okay.
law, and y'all are breaking God's law, that's how you know you're not. Because if you was gay in the Israelite world, in our community, we would condemn you.
your ass kicked
We
out.
would
Right.
kick you. We would kick you out. You
Yeah,
can't be
same
gay.
with our community.
Y'all embrace
Can't
gay.
be gay in our community
Yes,
either.
you
Do they allow that
No,
in
you
the
can't.
Y'all
do the
push
synagogue
gay.
No,
allow
come
that?
around my block.
Y'all push
Don't have gay in my
y'all
block.
promote gay.
I'll push you out
Y'all
my
all,
block
All in Hollywood
with my own
is
man.
Gay. Social media is
We
gay.
walk into the streets, we
internet
say,
is
yo,
gay.
yo,
Even-
my
you know
jigger.
how y'all make,
Yo,
you know
jiggers,
who
no
y'all
jiggers gay
promote?
up in this
Look,
neighborhood. We don't have no gay
I
jiggers
got-
in
now
this
you gotta
neighborhood.
cosplay.
Yo,
Wait,
can I
hold on.
answer?
I valid
When
question
I'm
earlier.
cosplaying
I'm
as
only
a black person.
cosplaying. You're
I ain't
cosplaying.
cosplaying as a
You're
white person
cosplaying
yet.
as a Jew
You're
right now.
cosplaying.
It's
He's gonna
funny.
do blackface.
You're cosplay.
kidding.
Yeah, you can.
All right,
You're doing a horrible
Can
job.
I answer?
I
Can
think
That's
it's
it,
the other
doesn't
way
work.
I
when
wanna
he brings
say-
up with the media that is largely
Yeah.
Jewish.
And
They do
they're
push-
gay.
and-
Hold
and they
on,
do
let me
push
answer.
homosexuality
Let me
and
answer.
stuff.
Let me answer. Let me answer. Let me answer.
You ain't
Children,
gotta say shit to us.
children, take it down a few notches.
All right, all right.
All right,
Sure,
here's
sure.
the
You're a
answer.
child though.
All right, child of
We just want like
child
real
of God,
answers. We just want real answers. though,
child
not-
of Judah.
According to Revelation
don't want
2 and
dance
3,
around,
you're a
right?
child of
Okay.
Satan.
All right. All right.
I have a
Gabriel.
friend- I have a friend
Okay, hold
who
on. Let me
thinks
answer.
Jews
Let
are
me answer. Let
demons.
me answer the gay thing. Let me answer the gay thing. Let me answer
You
the gay
can't.
thing. So, because you said that I asked you if you're a Jew, what's your mission? You're like to wake up all the other lost Jews and tribes and blah blah blah, right? So like, the real mission of the Jewish people is not to. The real mission of the Jewish people is to teach people how to love Hashem, how to love God, the God of Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. And in that, he gives very clear guidelines. In Leviticus 18:22, he says, it's toevahi, it's an abomination to God. Now, he allows for humans to willfully violate his commandments. And that is proof that God created free will in this world. Now, it is through that same free will that we were created to love God. Our purpose is to be God's partner. That's why humans were created. So I'll ask you, Tazaryach, you're shaking your head. You don't think this is real. Why do you think humans were created? I'll ask that before I phrase it as what is the purpose of life, but I have an answer for both. So
Okay,
why
so
were
both-
humans
both of you,
created?
are Jews better than non-Jews?
Are what?
Are Jews better than non-Jews? You're God's chosen people? Do you guys
There's
both-
no
you
such
guys
thing as
both
better
look
or
yourself
worse.
as better
There's
than
only
me?
different. There's no such thing
I
as
would
better or
disagree.
worse.
What's your
There's
thoughts on
only
that?
different.
I would disagree. God created.
You
the
think you're
chil-
better than all the other people?
Yes, God created the children of Israel to be above. It says that
You
in
think
your
that a
book.
little bit. Come on
In
now.
Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. it
Look, I
said-
wouldn't interbreed
Wait,
with
hold
any
on,
of
let
you
me
guys,
answer.
but like I
One-
try
one-
not to put
one-
myself above you. You
Well,
know,
got- 1 second. In Deuteronomy 7 and in Deuteronomy 28,
If I
it says God. See how you still talking?
We
again?
can be
Sorry,
honest, though.
sorry,
We can be
sorry.
honest here.
My
He's being
mouth.
honest.
My
I like
mouth.
to point that out because at some
All right.
point, I just go off. And
I just
do
want
what
to
you
point it
doing.
out that if I'm not allowed to teach you anything, maybe I can teach you Hebrew and reconnect
Let's
you
just
with
try
your
and
lost
overspeak each other
roots.
too much.
I just want to.
You know what I'm saying?
now.
Since you're the
I
Jew-
just want to talk now.
Since you're the Jew and I'm the
I-
He's
imposter
explaining-
Jew.
He's explaining that he thinks
I
you
know,
feel
no,
better
I
than
get
me.
it, I get
I
it.
ain't
I'll give
complaining.
my
I
thought-
just
I'll
wanna
give my
try to
thoughts on that
teach
too.
It's more
something.
like warning. Like
wanna
if
try
every
to
time
teach
you ask me
something.
to talk, and then you ask for to finish, and I let you finish, and then you constantly interrupt me. At some point, I'ma just interrupt you all day.
That's okay.
Because we
You've
have
been
to give,
interrupting
you have
me
to
all
give
day.
respect. No,
Okay.
no.
So
let's try to
We
give
have
each other
I
time.
just wanna
I can give
say-
you
So now
timers if
answer
you guys
the
want
Okay,
question.
set the timer for 10 seconds and I'll finish in the 10 seconds.
Just go.
Okay, 10 seconds.
You can have 30.
I want to try to teach you something today about my culture and my
don't have
heritage.
one.
And if it's only one thing, let it be the Hebrew language that you claim to have been disbanded from that I seem to know. So let me teach you Hebrew.
So now with all the
Would you at least learn Hebrew from me?
No.
It's just
Let's
the
get to
language.
if all of us-
so
if
I
we all
answered
think we're
that.
better
What
than
about
each other.
Aramaic?
Wait, no, you can't.
Because
teach-
Aramaic, we also grew up with that in the home.
Okay, so
So maybe I could teach you both our biblical languages, you know?
I'm gonna answer Jake's
Supposedly
question.
Jesus spoke Aramaic.
So
So,
I'ma
like,
answer-
kind of weird that, like, I grew up with Aramaic in the home, right?
Got you. So I'm gonna
But,
answer
like,
that question.
whatever, I'm an imposter,
How long
so.
you gonna say it? Thank you. So I'm gonna answer that, then I'm gonna answer Jake's question. Psalms 147, 19 and 20 say, He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and commandments to Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. You are
Yeah.
not an Israelite, so you can't teach
The
me shit.
613
So now I'm gonna
statutes.
answer Jake's question. In Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, and Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, God said He chose us to be above all nations on the planet.
All right.
So
you
the
guys
only
really
way we
want
could
me
be
to
above,
do it?
see how you in his feelings again?
I find your honest
In
opinion.
your feelings again.
It's okay if you
Okay.
believe
You're a
that.
little touchy,
I like
like-
white people
Guys,
and things.
can
you know.
I-
But can I
and I think
finish?
highly of white
Yeah,
people.
you can finish.
Okay, thank you.
You can finish.
So now, if God said He chose Israelites to be above, then He chose us to be better. Now, does that better mean we got to deal unjustly with other people? No. So, like, I believe that we're better than every other race of people. But when I'm around other races,
treat
and
them
if
with
I'm doing
respect.
business with them, I'm gonna do business with them. If I gotta have a conversation with them, I'm gonna have a conversation with them. I just prefer my people first.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
I don't
with
think
that.
anything's wrong with
we're
that.
the- I think we're the
Can I
best.
share?
I think we're the best everything.
I love you for that, by the way. I just want to say. And also you for
I
being...
like white people the most,
I love
too.
you for being so super white power.
Not
you know,
white power.
whatever you are, white leader.
I don't hate other races.
White leader
I'm
who
just
wants
pro-white.
to lead the whites, right?
I
Like,
get attacked
get
by,
it. Hold
I
on,
get
hold
attacked
on.
by the
Let me.
white supremacists because I talk to people like you
I
guys.
get it. I get it. And I appreciate you guys so much right now because I'm gonna come out so hard on Jew power, right?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Like I'm gonna
fucking
come
throw
out
it.
so
Let's go
hard on it
swing
right now. He doesn't want. I don't want to be like this guy who like goes around walking saying I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I want to try to be able to learn from everyone first
you
of
feel
all.
that a
Hold
little
on,
bit.
hold on,
All
hold
right,
on.
all right.
Let me finish. But the fact that like I grew up knowing Hebrew and Aramaic and like advanced mathematics and like just like powerful knowledge that sets me apart from everyone, including like the gate keys to all ancient history, I do feel like I'm more special than y'all.
There you go. Say it.
I do.
That's why we were asking.
I think I'm more special than y'all, and like I don't want to gloat. I don't want to dance around you guys, but I do want to share with you guys, especially someone like you, who like believes he has a deep ancient connection to this. Like even if it's just the Hebrew language, you feel me? Like you should learn the Hebrew language. Read the Bible in the Hebrew language, the real language it was written in. There's no disputing that. You know what I'm saying? And then Aramaic too, because Aramaic, all the best commentaries of the Bible are written in Aramaic, and there's a reason for this, and I want to teach you.
As many of you guys know, I run a free speech podcast. That comes as a price. It's being demonetized everywhere. So one way to support the podcast is to buy your books from AntelopeHillPublishing.com. Today's selection is The Trans-Industrial Complex. This book covers the money-making machine of the trans industries and shows it's not to help people, but to make money and get rich. So again, if you want to support the podcast, go to AntelopeHillPublishing.com and be sure to use promo code FIGHTBACK. That'll save you money and support me. Thank you. As many of you know, I have many controversial guests, so that comes at a cost of being demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support the program, go to fightbackpodcast.com, and I have all kinds of merch on there, whether it's jiu-jitsu, fighting, political, and other accessories. And thanks for the support.
Because when God made the angels different from man in the sense that they do not have free will, the way that man has free will made in the image of God. The angels, hold on. They were not programmed with the language of Aramaic. They do not know Aramaic. And there's some secrets from heaven that if the angels knew that man was taking it out of heaven with our free will, they would have stopped it. And the best biblical commentaries are written in Aramaic for that reason, because it's almost like a language of ancient, it's like almost like the ancient human street language. Aramaic. So those two languages, us Jews, we'd like to offer the world as a part of the collective quilt.
Let me simplify
and then
that.
you could crip walk
Let me
all
simplify
around
this.
and
Yes,
tell me
I
that
think I'm better than you guys.
know,
Thank
like,
you for being honest.
Right.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
I
I'm feeling it.
appreciate your honesty.
Can I respond?
Thank you
to
guys
that?
for this
And I
coming
wanna-
out moment.
Okay.
I am a
I appreciate
a Jewish supremacist.
We have no problem with
Right,
that.
and
No,
can
I'm
I-
just
can I-
kidding.
That
I'm
doesn't
kidding.
bother us.
I'm
Can I
kidding.
just respond to that?
I just want to
want to point out that.
You don't have to hate to be a racist. All love.
Yeah,
No,
we
I
all
just
we
wanna
all
respond to that.
agree.
Yeah.
I just want to
Go,
respond
go,
to
go.
especially the
We'd
stereotype.
all be proud of our racism.
Thank you.
Especially the stereotype.
This was a
of
coming
Crick
out
Walker.
moment for me. Thank
But
you.
I want to
guys.
highlight. I want to highlight something. Is that when he's mentioned about his knowledge of Hebrew, his knowledge of Aramaic, his knowledge of math, none of that got him out of the condition that they was in. What got them out of the condition that they was in was begging other white people for help against their enemies. The Bible said the children of Israel cried to God, and God sent Moses and delivered them from their enemies. What Jewish people did was beg other white people, and then them white people went to war and freed y'all. To this day, the only reason y'all are in power is because another white man helps you. I didn't interrupt you, dude.
You're right.
Thank
I'm going
you.
to self-regulate.
It's because another white man did it. God didn't help y'all. Trump helped y'all. Before Trump, it was Eisenhower. Before that, it was another president.
Okay, can I
You gotta
respond?
let me finish,
Okay.
man. You just talked at length. I did not interrupt you till you was done.
I'm just thinking of a good clip
okay,
to make.
then
You know
just
what I'm
gotta
saying?
really keep your lips slit.
I'll try my best.
Thank you. So when you try to make it seem like your Hebrew makes you smart, when you think your understanding of the Torah make you smart, none of that helps
Okay, I
you
wanna
get in your
respond.
position of power.
You're saying
What
that we
helped
just
you
begged
get
the
in your
white man.
position, you
Also, what we did was
And
we
what y'all
cured
do now to this
tuberculosis,
day
we created
is
the
you
MRI
scream
machine, we, like-
anti-Semitism.
like, did
you
a lot
bring
for
up
the
the
world.
Holocaust.
And let's give him.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you scream anti-Semitism. You scream about the Holocaust. You beg Trump for help at will, to where it's America's funding of you that keeps you in power. It's America's military that keeps you in power. Iran would have whooped y'all ass, and it's
they
Trump
were.
that keeps y'all in power, not God. So your God is Trump. Your God is Elon Musk. Your God is America. So all that Hebrew shit you know is irrelevant. All that Aramaic you know is irrelevant, because if you believed in the Most High, y'all would have prayed to him, but y'all prayed to Trump. That's why men like Jake don't like Trump no more. That's why men like Jake don't like Elon Musk
see
no more.
Trump don't like my
Because
wife. He likes his wife.
Yeah, Elon Musk can now say Jewish people are peak white because enough Jewish people went and begged and
give him a
bowed
chance,
down
though.
to Donald Trump. So that's all that Hebrew you know. Y'all pray to that
All right,
God.
Let's give him a chance to respond.
Okay, that's right.
I agree with a lot of what you said. I'm not trying to be unbiased, but that's my issue with Trump and all this. By the
Yeah.
way.
I'm gonna
I
say-
feel like he's betrayed
That's why
my
they
people
stay in power.
for his
Guys,
people.
I had to put my hood on for
Okay,
this.
Let's go. Break it down.
I had
go,
to put my
hard.
hood on for
Now
this.
watch he don't get interrupted.
God is the reason why we won all 7 wars on all 7 fronts this summer in 6 months and defeated all of our enemies within a short period of time. God is the reason why we won the 6-Day War. God is the reason why we were even brought back in 1948 to begin with, when Qadar al-Hussein was killed by a stray bullet, ending the independence. Unbelievable miracles take place daily in the land of Judah and Israel. And we export Jews from America all sorts of amazing inventions. You say that it was the white man who freed us, and the white man did this, and the white man did this. It does say in the Bible things about Esav and his descendants helping the Jewish people, as we are genetically related to the Romans. But in a much more larger context, it is important to understand one thing, that the Jews are such a powerful nation today because of our contributions to humanity. The reason why we're untouchable in the Middle East is because we have 400 nuclear warheads with the most advanced
stole from
space
America.
program. It was Einstein who created the nuclear everything. So, a Jew. So when you want to talk about the Jewish contribution to humanity and why it is,
Where did they get the uranium
There were
stolen from
things that
America?
came through Jews that benefited the whole world, like the cure for tuberculosis, which today attributes to 500 million lives that were saved from tuberculosis, extending family life for 10 to 20 years. Unbelievable and unprecedented amounts of medical technology. So much the Jews have offered
COVID
the
vaccine.
world. I actually think that's Nazi. I think the COVID vaccine came from Joseph Mengele, Operation Paperclip at Pfizer.
COVID vaccine started with a black
Jews
woman.
have done some good. I'm not disagreeing with Jews have done some great things
Yeah, the
too. I'm not
COVID
gonna do that.
vaccine started with a black woman. And you can't name a war y'all won without white assistance.
A
Not
what?
what I would agree
a
with.
war y'all won without white assistance.
This
Like,
last
white
one?
children
Even
are
the state of
dying for
Israel
Jewish
was not
wars.
even. Was that your first location?
The state of Israel?
Yeah.
I believe that God can acquire
I'm just
salvation
asking.
through
I'm not
any
asking
means.
about God.
And he chose to bring it about
I'm
through
not asking
secular
about
Jews.
God.
I'm
Well,
telling
not-
you what God
no,
did.
wait, you got to hear the
Jews.
question.
I'm answering
again.
the
No,
question.
hear the question again.
I don't believe that the Jews are in
You
control of
gotta hear
Israel. I
the
think that
question.
God
You
is in
say you're
control of
talking 'cause You
Israel.
don't want to hear the question.
And this is what God wants.
When y'all were trying to get your state, a place to put the Jewish people, was the state of Israel the first location?
Yes.
That's a fucking lie.
No, to
the
some-
first location. Y'all was
You're
going
gonna
to
say
Haiti.
Uganda, but I'm
no,
not allowed to
I'm not
respond.
Gonna say Uganda.
Madagascar, didn't they talk
He doesn't
about?
even
Or
know
is it-
about
or is that-
Uganda.
or is that Hitler's
I wasn't
thing?
going to start
He doesn't
there.
even know about
Y'all was
Uganda.
looking in South America. You was looking in Haiti, and you was looking in Africa. No place
Because- yeah.
wanted y'all.
You wanna
And
know
then
something?
the Palestinians decided
We
to
didn't
let y'all
believe
come
that
there.
God would
if
even
y'all
redeem
were the
us.
children, that's a lie.
Yeah, we
These
didn't.
guys
That
were
is an
you guys
We
were
went-
atheists
we
about
y'all
went-
would have
Israel.
went anywhere
We went to
that would have
Jerusalem.
allowed y'all to go. If South America would have accepted y'all,
In the Bible.
y'all would be saying the state of Israel is in South America.
You
If
want to know
Africa
something?
would have accepted y'all would have said the state of Israel is in
And that is
Africa.
Even Africa
because,
said no.
and
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
because at the time, the wandering exiles of the tribe of Judah
no.
did not think that God
were
was
not
ready
the
to
real
redeem
people.
them. We were
And he still
surprised by our
hasn't.
independence. A
Y'all
minority
needed
of
America
Jews
to
fought
do
the
that for y'all.
independence.
Y'all needed
Not even the
America. Y'all
entire
needed
vast
everybody
majority
to-
of Jews
Y'all would not
believed
have
that
that
independence was
state.
even a
Y'all
possibility.
would not have that state.
You know, my
without your white
grandfather
brothers
was
helping
running.
you.
My
The
grandfather
UN gave
was.
it to
Yeah.
them. The UN gave it
Y'all
I'll
to
would
them.
tell
not
you.
have it.
My grandfather,
Yeah, weapons is
a
still
blessed
yours.
memory.
And fund y'all to
Hold
this
up, listen to
day.
this.
Y'all
My
get
grandfather-
Holocaust money. You
Let
get
him- let him
military
finish,
money.
man.
Damn, you
get
guys talk like
weapons.
black
let him go real
women. You're
quick.
like, I feel like there's no way to
Get
get a
More
word in.
stereotype.
I know, I'm
Give
being
him 1 minute and
stereotyped.
we'll go.
You're
See, like, and the
stereotyping
thing
me.
about it is, I'm not
you
stereotyping
can say-
you.
I'm not allowed to stereotype you.
Said we're,
Okay,
you said
stereotyping
we're
you is off
talking like
limits. I won't
black-
stereotype.
I don't care that you do.
I know, it's
Again,
like-
I like to show my superiority because I don't have to do that to
If
beat
you
your
wanna-
ass in this
I know,
debate.
you are.
When you say black woman,
If you want to show
you
your
can't handle
superiority,
the
you should let me.
conversation,
You
so
should
now
let me
you have
talk.
to go to low vibrational words.
You're right.
I don't have to do
I
that.
insulted you
I can
and I-
ju- you didn't insult me.
Then
I'm not bothered.
Okay, then show your superiority by
clearly
letting
cut
me
you to the
respond.
core.
Let me respond.
Somebody's saying, let me respond when all you've done is interrupted. You're the child.
I'm sorry.
You're the child that's pouting.
B'nai
You're the
Yisrael.
child that's spoiled, that's
I'm-
been allowed to do whatever you want in America, and you're standing in front of somebody.
Don't hate on Jewish
that would
excellence,
not
man.
like,
it's not
let
that we
you
don't
do
want.
it.
We don't.
I'm
we,
not
we're
even
not
bothered at whatever excellency you got.
Pontificate.
But I can point out your hypocrisy,
Okay.
which is what I'm doing.
Come on, let me speak.
I don't care about your power.
Okay,
I don't
you
care
said
about
it.
none
I'm a
of that.
hypocrite. Let me answer. Can I answer?
Definitely.
Okay, now show me
What are
your.
you answering?
Give him a chance to go real quick.
What are
Yeah,
you
show me
answering?
your superiority by let me answering in full.
What are you answering?
I honestly don't even know the question because you covered like
Because it
8
wasn't-
different topics.
because
So
it
I'm going to
wasn't
go
no
back to
question
the.
that I asked.
I'm going to
I
go
have a
back
couple
to the
more
very
throughout, too.
Yeah, let
beginning.
Jake
Unless you
ask a
want
question.
something.
I don't have no question
I
that
have a
asked
couple.
you.
Here's something that bothers me as a white person, right?
Right.
Like, I was always taught to hate my own people, that we we were terrible to black people, and we were. I'm not making excuses
Thank
for that.
you. I appreciate
we were.
the
I apologize
honesty.
that. But
Right.
then it was just pushed so heavily. Roots, this, hate myself, feeling this self-shame.
You mean like when you say roots and stuff, you're talking about from
the movie, like
right,
all the
and what it
terrible
would do to
all
you
the terrible
guys
people,
for us.
all the terrible stuff we've
Right.
done. Like we've done some terrible stuff. Not saying we haven't, but it was
Right.
pushed so heavy on me. And then one day, someone sent me a list of all people making these movies, books, and also a list of who ran
who was
most of the
making the
slave
and who was
ships.
making it?
And then when I go, the Jews overrepresented the slave trade, and then the
Yeah.
Jews pushed the hate and didn't
Oh,
show
so
any
we're
Jews.
going down this Jewish
I'm just
slave
going real
thing.
quick. We're not going to go deep into this,
Right.
but as a white person, that really bothered me.
wanna tell you about
and I'm
the-
not saying we were innocent in this. You know,
Right.
we take some guilt,
It's
but
a
it was
Some
all
conglomerate,
guilt.
but
They
they
like
try
to
to
say
make it
that the
seem like
Jews
it's only
ran the slave
white
trade and the
people.
I
white
think they
people
were
No, I
didn't
don't
do.
think that-
Overrep-
if
It's
we
like
wanna
an
say-
overwhelming minority of Jewish slave traders. 99% of Ashkenazi Jews during the time of the slave trade lived in abject poverty. Like Shantytown,
but they owned a lot of the
Jamaica
slave
was
ships
like
and
the
stuff.
Jewish neighborhood.
I think the historical way to say it, and I like that you said you're
That
not
just
taking
bothered
away
me
from the
fucking-
role
Yeah,
of white
we
people
were
doing
involved.
it.
We were involved,
But what
yeah.
Jewish people like to do is be innocent of any evil.
They push it all.
They try
on
to
us.
make it seem like no.
But
we're
my
not doing it.
ancestors didn't
It's
own any
somebody
slaves
else.
or
But
scalp
when
any
you,
Indians.
when you
No,
go
I'm
to
not saying
names
general,
of the
but I'm
ship
talking about
owners,
Jews in
and
general,
all of them
and they made all
were
these
Jewish.
movies.
The Abigail was owned by Aaron Lopez. The Crown,
Lopez?
the Nassau, the Anna, the Eliza,
Lopez?
yeah, those are Jewish names.
Lopez?
I would do the history.
Come on, if
I
you
would
said
do-
Shapiro, I
do
would
the
have felt like
history.
I got caught.
I would do the history of that.
Lopez?
They were
The
over.
prudent
Yo, I'm not
way
taking
overrepresented.
advantage for
The Hester
Lopez,
and the Elizabeth
Gutierrez,
were owned by
Hernandez,
Mordecai
Sanchez.
and David. The Antique, the Betty, the Polly, the
I'm-
White
You got
Horse.
this shit
There's
ready.
list of
This is
Jewish,
retarded.
There's list of Jewish owned
But they
slaves.
blamed it
but
all
you'll
on my
make it
people,
seem
and
like
that- and that
Jewish
bothered
people
me.
didn't have a hand in it.
Yeah,
they
Lopez
don't
is
wanna
not
make
Jewish,
movies
man.
driving
There's no world
hatred.
where
Right.
Lopez
I feel like
is
there was
Jewish.
a hatred driven between black and white people intentionally. The NAACP, I'm sure you know.
You think
was,
that we-
that was
founded
ran by
by Jewish people.
Even
Black
Martin
Lives Matter,
Luther, Black
Jewish
Lives
people.
Matter, Jewish.
Man.
Even Martin Luther King speeches. Like, Malcolm X is real
So
as fuck.
are we responsible for all of your guys' victimhood?
No, you're not. But I'm just pointing out how.
Is
the
that what
Jews-
you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
You guys
There's
are both.
not a greater
You guys are
victim.
both
There's
victims
not
of
a
the
They
Jews.
did,
greater-
it was manipulated.
You guys are both
Wait,
that
if I
hard
could,
victims of the Jews.
If I could,
Well, they did do
Come
some
on,
manipulation towards
man.
it.
Do you guys really feel like you're victims
There's
of the Jews?
a little bit.
there's- I
You
don't
really?
feel.
You feel victimhood?
I don't think I'm a victim.
Don't
but I
let
think
him
there
do
was
that,
this-
Jake,
I think
'cause-
there was
Don't let him do
hatred.
it, Jake.
There
He
was
might be
hatred.
winning.
There was hatred driven between me and him over things that we had.
And you
some
think that the
responsibility
Jews
in.
did that?
Look who runs Hollywood. Who made Roots? Who
Bro,
made?
do you know that
who
it
ran
was the
slave
Jews
ships?
that marched on Selma with
Yeah, we do.
Martin
That's
Luther
kind of
King
the point.
Jr.?
That was kind of the point we're
The
making.
Jews were very
This
involved
is kind of
with
the
that.
exact point we're making.
Right.
Jews wanted civil rights in this country.
But at what cost? To
You know
drive
what?
division?
Everything has like
Civil
a.
rights
I'll
was a
tell you.
detriment for black people, though.
Let me ask-
But what
Black
I want
would've done better
what I
or
want
Would
to
you
Civil
rather have
rights-
been? Would you
Well,
rather
how-
have
I
been
would-
3/5 a
I
slave?
would
or
rather have had my own cities.
okay, so
Okay.
would you,
They were
When you
thriving
talk
would you
about
want,
before.
would you
civil
want to
rights, when
do
you talk
that in
about
your
civil rights,
ancestral
there's
homeland
Jewish-
of Israel?
There's Jewish.
Would you want that in your
don't- don't
ancestral
spin,
homeland
though.
of
I think-
Israel? I'm not
don't spin.
spinning.
You
don't
are
agree
because
with
you
this
You say
topic.
that every
I think
response
it's-
is a
I think
because
it's
you
an
talk
important
about
topic.
civil rights has nothing to do with the homeland of Israel.
Has that helped black
Civil
people?
rights is in America.
All right,
civil
so-
rights did not help black people.
Let
it
black
destroyed
people be
black
the
people.
judge of this
In
one.
Jewish
Yes.
cities,
I will
you're
not-
allowed to have your own city. It's not infiltrated.
Where?
In Brooklyn, in Jersey, in Ramsey, New Jersey, where I'm from,
Is
there's
it
a
Ju-
whole section of a Jewish city where they run it so well. If they're walking in the middle of the street, you have to yield to them no matter where they're at.
Yo, you should always yield to pedestrians.
No,
though.
I ain't say pedestrians. I said what listening is an art. I said wherever they are in the middle, if they walking in the middle of the street, if they're walking in the yellow, you have to yield to them because they own that city. That's in Ramsey, New Jersey.
You mean if they're
When
like
we had
jaywalking?
when civil rights,
You mean
when
if the-
anywhere.
What are we talking about right now?
Listening is an art.
I'm trying to
I'ma
understand. Are we
I'ma
talking
say it-
about
I'ma say
jaywalking?
it one more time.
Okay, but it's jaywalking.
just all you gotta do is listen.
Okay, is it just if
I'm
it's
just
jaywalking,
listening.
use the word jaywalking
You
so
know,
I
if you
understand.
know what
what you're
jaywalking is, if I say it though, right?
I do.
Thank you. So if they're walking anywhere in the street, you have to yield to them.
So it's not
In Ramsey,
considered
New
jaywalking
Jersey.
if you're walking
It don't-
across
I
the
don't-
street
you
anyway.
have to ask that city.
But is it only for Jewish
here's
people?
my point. Yes, because it's
Based.
their city. Because
Based.
but when civil rights
No, I'm
hit
just kidding.
black,
I'm just
when
kidding.
civil rights
No,
hit
it should be
black
a
people-
pedestrian. That
when-
should be a lawsuit
when
for
civil
anyone.
rights hit black people, we lost our
right.
education, we
No,
lost
let him
our
finish. This is
businesses,
important.
we lost our families, we lost everything. When we
No
were
one talks
under
about this.
Jim
This is
Crow,
important.
we still had our cities. There was no redlining.
Black doctors,
coming in.
black-
we had
black
black
owned liquor
doctors, we had
stores.
black teachers. We had black everything.
It's true.
And then you
no
Jewish
one has these
bastards come in.
conversations.
No,
you
it wasn't
Jewish
the-
bastards
it wasn't
come
the
in,
Jewish bastards,
and it's
it was
a couple
GM.
of uppity rich
NAACP.
black people.
Yo, did you
that
see
wanna-
The Crips and the
there's a
Bloods, the
couple of
saga of
uppity
sadness
rich
by Tony
black
Muhammad?
people
Did you see that
wanted
movie?
To join
Did you
your
see that
people,
movie?
Let me finish real
And then
quick.
because
This
they
is
wanted to join your people, sacrificed ours. So civil rights destroyed
Okay.
the black community.
I want to
They
ask.
were-
I want to
they
ask you
were
something. I want to
thriving
ask you
before
something. I
that.
want to ask you something. Did you see that movie by Tony Muhammad called The Crips and Bloods: A Saga of Sadness? Did
No,
you see it?
I never
Yo,
seen it.
this is one of the best civil rights movies you've ever seen. You know who he is, right?
I know who Tony Muhammad
He's the head
is.
of the Nation of Islam, a good friend of mine for a very long time.
on the West Coast, I believe.
I'm from
LA.
LA, so I'm really invested into making sure that LA is a safe place for all Angelinos. It's very important to me.
But what is the point? Where are you going?
So
with it?
Tony Muhammad in his video basically talks about what ended the uppityness of the black community. In the 1940s and 50s, the black community was really the bulk of the industry that created the automotive industry.
Yeah.
And there were like the black car club was like the biggest thing in LA. It was just like
Before
the
segregation.
lowriders and the white people. They all had these car clubs.
This is all before civil rights,
And,
before
the
points
immigration.
we're making.
And
You're proving my
so
point.
listen what happened. So GM and
You about to blame
Chrysler,
it on the job?
GM and Chrysler, and the fact
White
this is
man
what
is-
Tony
the white
Muhammad
man
says.
is the devil.
This guy doesn't even want to listen to Tony Muhammad. He just wants to blame me
I
for
would have
repeating
to
what
watch
Tony
it.
Muhammad
I don't
says.
believe you. I would have to watch
He
it.
said the automotive industry was single-handedly responsible for the absolute destruction of the black community in LA, and it was through the persecution of black car clubs. And he documents it in this really beautiful way that like shows unbelievable context. You should listen to Tony Muhammad. He's a very smart man.
that is a lie.
But Tony's not a smart. You don't think
No,
he?
no,
I don't know who he is.
See,
Watch the
when I
movie
say-
before you
when I
say it's a lie.
wait,
Watch
wait.
the movie.
And when Tony Muhammad watched this, he's not going to listen to that and say, Captain Tazaryach was calling
He's
me
gonna
a
be
liar.
like,
He's
"Yo,
gonna say
Adam
what that
King,
white, what
that's
he's
my
saying, what
jigger
that
right
white
there."
man
No,
is
that
saying
Jew.
is not
He's
a lie.
gonna say that's
Okay,
my
one more
Jewish
and I'll try
friend
this.
right there.
Right.
Marcus Garvey, do you know him?
Yeah.
He was deported out of the country by Jews. He was a huge black
By
nationalist.
Jews?
Yes, his own
Who was the
words.
one that deported him?
It was a judge. It
Uh,
was a Jewish judge and
Your
Jewish
mic
attorney.
is
I don't
falling
know their
down.
names, but I could look it up.
But they were Jewish.
He
You
was
know
a
for sure
very
it was
strong-
Jewish.
what I
Yeah, you
want-
don't
what
know
I-
their
what I
He
names.
was a
want-
very strong, powerful black leader.
Marcus
What I want people to pay
Garvey. I
attention
love
to,
Marcus
only a
Garvey.
Jewish
Why
man
can't
would
we get
think-
a? Why
only
can't
a
we
Jewish
all?
man would limit the destruction of the black
Why
family
can't we
structure,
all-
the black cities.
Do you guys want to
to
know
losing
who
jobs.
inspired
That's
my?
not the limit.
One more, then I'll do some attacks on
Do you
him.
guys want to know who
Yeah.
inspired my civil rights activism?
Who?
And I'll tell
I
you,
don't
I'm a
think
friend
you have
of the
a civil
family.
right in your bone.
I am a friend of the family to this day. To this day, his oldest daughter is like one of my life mentors, Malcolm X. And his daughter, Ambassador Shabazz, I love her dearly.
You
I'm gonna
Malcolm
say.
homies or no?
His oldest daughter,
Oh, my
Ambassador
God,
Shabazz,
man.
I'm very close with her.
I don't believe that.
What did
either.
Malcolm say about the
Yo,
Jews?
you should see our text chain, man. This woman even advises me on the women that I date.
That's
She
a
gives me
sad-
dating advice.
You know
what
what?
I'm saying?
And your father's
She's-
probably turning in his grave.
No,
if
he's
that's
he's
true.
actually
he would
not.
not
If
want
that's-
his
He's
daughter
not.
If
talking
that's true.
to a non-black
Do you
want
wanna
to
know,
He-
like,
when he was alive, he
was-
said we can't have no white unity
When I
until
was
we have black
16.
unity. So it's
Okay,
hard
let
for
me
me
answer.
to believe that he would do that. That's what Malcolm X is quoted as
When-
saying.
Towards the end of
Malcolm
his
X
life,
is
he
the
started
wrong
unifying
right
with
after
This
he
is
left the
Jake.
nation.
Say that louder, Jake.
Towards the end of his life, he started unifying with whites because he went to Mecca and he realized that white people could
No,
be
no,
his
no.
brother.
I'm not saying that when he
So
went to
hold
Mecca,
on, Tazaryach.
slow down,
Li-
Swifty. I'm talking
Tazaryach,
to Jake.
listen to
I'm
me,
just responding
Swifty.
to
Go,
Jake.
go, go.
Swifty.
So when he did that, but when he came back to America, he still said we cannot have no white unity until we have
I can't
black
believe I'm like
unity.
fighting you over Tony Muhammad.
That's it.
That's
That makes
crazy.
sense.
I'm not fighting
Anyways,
over
I
Tony
know
Muhammad.
you're saying I'm
I
wrong,
think
and I'm
you're
like
lying.
trying
We'll
to
give you a
teach you
chance
about
now, Jared.
Tony
We'll give you a
Muhammad,
chance
and
now.
you don't even want to know
I have
about
like
Tony
one or two more
Muhammad.
that I'm gonna try to get some text on him too. I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
it's not an
trying to like
attack.
team
I
up
just
on you.
wanna- I
have
just
one more
wanna
thing I wanna
respond.
And
address.
I'll actually answer. I won't spin like he's
So
been doing all
I'm not
day.
trying.
Yeah, I
like,
just want honest
we're
answers.
coming to this conversation with, like I said before, this conversation. There's a million directions we could take the conversation. You're trying to like find a blame win.
This is not
Where,
a
like,
blame win.
Let me speak. Damn, dude.
I
You're
know
like,
you're not crying about that. This is not no blame win. This
Can
is
I
an
s-
open
okay,
we're
discussion,
pointing out-
question and answer.
But these
You
are
can either
things
answer it or
Jewish
you
people
can't,
have done.
and you can't answer questions. It's not a blame
It
thing.
doesn't mean
There's
you're
even when
responsible
you
for
brought
it.
up the
Answer questions
even when the
'cause you don't
victim
stop
thing,
talking,
there's
dude.
nobody more victim blaming than Jewish people. You say anything about it, oh, it's anti-Semitic.
The Holocaust.
am I allowed
Oh,
to
the
speak
Holocaust.
here? Or is that
Oh, this.
Okay, let's give it-
oh,
you're
you don't
right.
Is it-
understand my
is
pain. Oh, you
this
don't
like,
do this.
we-
That's
we-
Jewish
we-
people. That's
we-
shit.
we
Y'all the
give
biggest
you-
crybabies
This is
on
the most
planet.
anti-white
We give Adam a minute to
podcast. Being
respond.
a peak white, I have to say this
I
is
don't
so
accept you as white.
discriminatory to whites. I am like boiling in my white blood over here.
Jewish blood.
That like the peak white is
Fake
being
Jewish
spoken over all the time like this.
This is crazy, man.
Like
Go ahead, get it off your chest,
No, go ahead,
crybaby.
go.
Go ahead.
cry
Let-
baby.
Cut it loose. Go on both of us if you want.
Okay, so what was I talking about before?
We don't even know.
Because you keep interrupting
I got
me.
more
get
questions,
eight
though. I
words.
got
he got
more shit to
questions
talk
All
I'm
right,
trying to
so
get off,
here's
man.
what we're
Yeah.
gonna do. Okay.
We're talking about
up.
the slave trade, how that was
Yeah.
blamed
This
on us.
motherfucker
when Jews
tells me
were
to hurry up.
overrepresented.
Yeah, hurry
That
up.
one bothered me. And all the anti-white books were
Yeah.
also
Oh,
written by
okay, I
Jews.
remember what I
Yeah.
want to say now.
It
Like
bothered
Arthur
me that-
Koestler, your own fellow
Are you guys
Ashkenazi-
capable
Uh-huh.
of going into a better world, or do you feel you need to literally like blame the Jews for every
No,
single
we want a
thing
better
that
world,
take
but we
place?
want the Jews to stop attacking us.
Like
When
he
I-
wants
when
to
I see
blame
all
the
these-
Jews,
No.
but then
Let
say
me
we're
answer
not
the
the
question.
Jews.
Still
Hold on.
attacking whites.
He wants to say we're not
here's
the
an
Jews.
example.
No. If you for that question you asked, right? For a better world, I don't want to blame.
Do you think the
let me
world is
answer.
only better if my
Let me
people
answer.
aren't in it? Or like, what
Well,
do you think? Do you think
No,
we have
here-
any
here's-
contribution to
here's
give?
what a better
There's some
wor-
contributions.
Here's
Like
what
the
a better
Hebrew
world-
language, maybe?
Here's what a better world is. A better world is for for the children of God to be in charge. Because
Amen,
when the children
brother.
of God
I'm
are
about
in
that
charge,
life. I'm
when
about
the
that
children
life.
of God are in charge, the earth would be
Hashem.
better. You know the children of God are not in charge because the earth is not better. And that's what the Bible says. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people
You
rejoice.
speak so much.
This earth is not rejoicing because you guys and your white brothers are in charge.
Yo, dude, he's saying I should be Zig Heiling.
Now,
with
but
you.
to answer the question,
Should
wait,
Should
let me
I-
just say one more
Can I
question.
be Wanghoff after
Let me-
this?
let me say
Do
one-
does this
wait, let me
qualify
just
as
say one thing.
Wanghoff?
And then one more
If
thing.
I don't even get to
We
be
don't wanna
Jewish,
blame-
do I
and
get
we
to
don't
be
wanna
Wanghoff?
blame-
I mean,
and
come
we don't
on,
wanna
man.
blame white people. We don't want to blame when we point out points of history that happened. That's not blaming. That's just talking
Pointing
about
out
history.
Jews are
the
like
whole
peak
point.
Wanghoff.
The whole point of
Like,
going
I'm
over
not
history.
saying white people weren't involved
like
in slave
when
trade.
people go,
Like if I said I had nothing to do with it,
right?
that would be a lie.
If
You
when people
saying
talk
the Jews
about
did
when
it
people
all.
talk about
No,
the
I said they did
Holocaust,
more.
How did my family
why
do
you
the
teach
slave
the
trade
Holocaust?
from the
We're not talking
ghetto
about you.
to
Hold on,
poverty
wait.
for
We're talking about
You know
you,
what?
but
You know
take
what?
the
I teach the
99% of
You
Ashkenazi
teach the
Jews.
Holocaust so you can learn the lessons
Damn,
how
I
you got
feel like
into
mandatory
it,
in school.
and then how you can get out of it, how you can avoid. When we teach the history of black people in America, the reason why white people like yourselves and white Americans don't want to hear that because there's a level of accountability that they have to take for the role that their ancestors played in it. If what happened to black people was done by Chinese or Japanese people, Jewish and whites wouldn't have an issue with us talking about it because then they won't feel blamed
Yeah.
for
I don't
hearing
care
it.
if you
but
talk
because
about it.
they're blamed for hearing about it, it's like we can't get over it.
Look,
but
I'm
they
not
never
lo-
forget
I'm not
9/11. They
LARPing on
never forget
Germany.
Memorial Day. They never forget the Holocaust. They never forget anything.
Well,
so we don't say
9/11, they didn't forgive that. Those motherfuckers
You
did that.
shouldn't-
but
you
so we
shouldn't
don't
for-
say it in
you
a way
shouldn't
of
forget
it's
your
not about
tragedy.
blaming. So we don't need to blame nobody. But as we build, we just want y'all to stay out of black business.
They'll also never admit anything
Okay.
wrong. Like even Palestine, they'll be like,
Right.
no, we didn't go
do
in and
nothing
slaughter
wrong.
them.
Yeah, we
Okay,
didn't go
hold
and
on.
slaughter- we wasn't
Hold
killing
on,
these
hold on.
babies. We
Hold
wasn't
on.
bombing them. We wasn't
For the
doing that.
record, let it show that I'm the only one who would be willing to build the third temple. But outside of that, I just want to hit on a point that Tazaryach said that I really wanted to emphasize and focus on for this podcast.
Which part? What's that?
Building your own communities.
Separate by race.
Like, don't hate on Jewish excellence because we build with our own and we create unbelievable economies with our own.
I respect
and,
that
and we
part.
build the nations of the world together
build
with
the nations
whoever
of the
wants to
world.
do business with us becomes billionaires. Like, people literally get
I've made a
blessed
lot- I've
through
made a lot of
people
money
who
working
have
with
my
Jews. I'm not
genetics.
gonna deny that.
Yeah, people get blessed through like our genetics. People buy our doctors save lives. You know what I'm saying? How many emergency room visits in America were done by a doctor saving the life of a fellow American who was just wheeled in from either a car accident or some tragedy? Countless. And that's not to say to the exclusion of other races that other races didn't contribute in this capacity, but Jews overwhelmingly have blessed people through our. Jews are overwhelmingly blessed people, especially when it comes to money.
They might have
And there's a
overwhelmingly
reason why
caused
we're the
curses,
nation
too.
builders of the world. Now, I want to share with you guys something. This book that I'm holding in my hands right here. This book is called Shemot HaTzadikim. This greater book is called Kobo LeYeshuot. It's only really printed by the Breslever Hasidim.
What is that called again?
This book is called Kobo LeYeshuot. It means all of the salvations. And it's a book of salvations that's published by a Hasidic group called Breslov, which is my ancestral lineage through the Ashkenazi culture. I love my Hasidic ancestry. It's just, I'm so proud of it. So in this book, it says, it's called Shemot HaTzadikim. And it's just a book of lineages. This page right here, Adam, Chava, Hevel, Shet, Chanoch, Methuselah, Noach, Shem, Ve'ever. It lists the first generation, 7 generations of humanity. This book goes through every single generation in chronological and alphabetical order, only listing the right people, the righteous people who lived at that time. I'll give you an example of something extremely important that Jews contribute to humanity. It's biblical knowledge.
You don't have biblical
Hold on,
knowledge.
here is one. This 36 men that came to King David, Gibore David, Yishavam ben Achmoni, Eliezer ben Dodo Achochi, Abshai Achi Yoav, Beniel ben Yoyada, Asael Achi Yoav, Elchanan ben Dodo mi Beit Lechem.
We
But what
don't
does that
need all
have-
these
what the
names.
fuck
Yeah, we're
is
talking
that?
about
Like,
These
we're talking about more
are,
recent
this
stuff.
is the
We're
history
trying to talk
of the
about more
world. You
recent
think
stuff.
you're a descendant of the Jews and it's
Yes.
important. You think that
But
the
what does that have
Messiah
to
is
do with what
descendant
we're
of
talking
King
about?
Yeah, it's just
David,
like not-
and somehow you don't think that this knowledge of King David is important
Not
for
out-
humanity.
No. What I'm asking you,
Do
what
you
you're
have
reading-
these names?
It's just not tied in.
but I
Do
just- I
you
just don't
have
need-
these names,
Yeah, I just don't
Tazaryach?
need-
For
I
this
just don't
debate,
need
though.
that book.
I want to share
Yeah,
with you
it's just-
more.
I
It
don't-
goes
it's
through
not-
every
Audience
generation.
doesn't want to hear the name
Gener-
of every.
but what
I'm
is
not
it?
going to say the
No,
name.
no, but what is the
I'm not going to
ultimate-
say the
what I'm-
name.
hear what I'm
What
saying.
I'm going to say
No, no,
is
what-
that
all
in
I'm asking you,
every
but let me
single
How does that tie
generation,
into
before you-
I'll
slave ships
tell
and
you,
blaming white
Yeah,
people?
what is
because
the
in
point
every
of this?
single
It's not related.
generation, these books,
It's like filibuster.
Right.
every
That's
single
all- that's all we've been
generation,
doing all day.
there is a righteous
we're not actually-
person.
we're not actually having the
20,000
conversations.
names
And
from
who's
every
the
single
righteous person
generation.
today that's Jewish?
I'm a righteous Jew today.
No,
I'm
you're
a
not.
fallen sinner,
No, you're
but
not.
as a sinner, you're not judged
You
by
get
how you
high.
fall.
How can you-
We have
you're
George
judged by how you
Soros.
get back
Drug
up.
We have George
not
Soros.
a-
We
You
have.
are a
drug
drug
addict.
addict. You are a drug addict.
I could choose to not engage
You
in
are a
anything that
drug
I want.
addict.
What drug do I do?
You told me you smoke weed. You do
Okay, so
gummies
marijuana.
or whatever it is. You are
I
a drug
sometimes eat marijuana
Right.
gummies.
You're a drug addict.
Why does that make me a drug
How
addict?
can a drug addict be righteous?
Why is that? Why, if I eat gummies occasionally, why does
You
that
get
make me
high.
a drug
Okay,
addict?
so what you're saying is you get high.
If I get high occasionally, does it make me a drug addict?
Yes.
If I take a drink once a week on Friday night, does it make me an alcoholic? So if I
But
eat a
you
gummy,
get high
if I
every
eat
day.
that's crazy
Did
logic.
you take gummies before you came here?
I did take a gummy today, yeah.
He's high as
Drug
fuck right
addict.
now.
But that's not a drug
Real
addict.
quick, let's
That's
get back
not
on
a drug
topic.
addict. That was me
I
coming
wanna- I
here.
wanna hit one more thing
I
and
can
then-
Probably was
literally.
scared to death.
Real quick,
He said, "Let me get some
I
strength. Let me get
literally,
some
I
strength."
literally don't. I wasn't even gonna eat it.
appreciate you
I
coming.
wasn't even gonna
Yeah.
eat a
Most
gummy,
Jews-
but I
most
thought this
Jews
was
are too
such a
scared to talk.
ridiculous conversation. I needed to. I needed something
now
to make
it's
me laugh on the
ridiculous, right.
inside.
Real quick.
it is
Right.
ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
Do one more
I'm not
thing.
even
I was
allowed to
asking-
share my lineage
Hold on,
on
let's just-
camera like I just did. You know, but
That's
at least I
not
got
your
the book.
lineage.
No one wants
It
to
is.
hear
I can
that.
tell you
It's
who
not-
in this book
you
I
can
descended
read a book.
of.
It's not
That's
relevant
not
in
your
our con-
lineage.
it's not-
We
we're trying
live
to
in
have
a
a debate.
totally
book.
imperative
I can read a
Let
world.
me see this. I'm gonna start reading this book
Yeah,
for the
we can-
podcast.
Do
Oh,
it.
this is me in the book.
Read it.
Pop,
I'm not
hold on.
reading
Read
that
it.
shit.
I'm gonna give one more thing. I'll just use them. Then I'll try to come.
Are you going to throw my book
then,
away?
Then I'm gonna look for some
If you're going to
attacks.
throw my
No,
book
no,
away,
no,
then I'll
no.
give it to somebody
No,
else. Do you have a
here.
copy of my book?
Yeah.
I'm not going
You do?
Look,
I don't
Indian
think
giver.
so.
You
Here,
better,
I'll make you a
better be
deal.
If you're
Indian
going to
giver.
throw away my
I never
book,
said I was going to
okay,
throw it away.
if you should read it.
Hold on.
It'll teach you about Judaism.
I got one more thing I want to
and
add now
Torah
to Jews.
and
Then,
the
then I'm
Bible.
gonna do some attack on the. I'll look
Go
for some
for it.
attacks
Yeah,
on
there you
them.
go.
That's attack. Just back to.
It'll help you be a
I
better
was just
Jew,
really
this
bothered
book.
when I realized all the white people bashing white people when all of a sudden they attacked like, oh no, I'm Jewish. So that
Right.
really bothered me.
Right.
That's when I first started having a problem. But what are your thoughts on hip hop culture and who created that? Because Ashkenazi Jews were the main people that were deciding who to push, and they pushed people that were encouraging to kill black people, to do drugs, to be whores.
I'm glad you brought that out. So hip hop as a culture at first was not like what it is today.
Exactly.
Hip hop culture was more so a form of expression.
Exactly.
It was music we played, we danced, we would talk about
Can you
what's
freestyle?
going on in the community, XYZ like that. Then you had the Jewish community come into it.
Another victimhood.
And when
But is it
you
wrong?
come into the Jewish community, like Leo Cohen said, he wouldn't let his kids listen to this music.
Is that the
Leo
guy-
Cohen said
he wanted black
he
kids to
wouldn't
listen to
let if a hip hop artist was rapping positive music, he wouldn't push him.
Who's a black
because that
artist
won't
today?
sell.
Who's a black
So
artist
what they
today that does
push-
positive music?
So what they decided
That's
to
the
do
point, none.
is push
Who was
the
back in the
violent.
day?
And so when you take
Tribe Called
people that are
Quest.
trying to get out of their poverty, at a time in the 80s and 90s,
Mm-hmm.
getting out of their poverty, you can have, like you said, a Tribe Called Quest. You can have Boogie Down Productions. You can have
Yeah, Boogie
Public
Down
Enemy.
Productions. You have
You can
people that-
have X-Clan. You had a lot of black
Public-
people that
you're
could
blaming-
deliver.
not to gangbang.
that
You're
could
saying
deliver-
Public
that could
Enemy
deliver
is
a
like
positive
Jewish
message. Now,
violence.
music-
I mean, come on,
Music
dude.
is
Public
subjective.
topic.
Music is subjective.
Dude, I
so
am,
music
like-
is not one way. So music is not meant to just be all positive. You
Yeah.
can have love music. You can have hardcore music. But there was always a lane for everything.
Yeah.
When the gangster rap started coming out, that's when they start slowly eliminating every
Making
other
it
form
cool
of music.
to
Big
And
shout
then
out
they
to-
made it cool
big shout
to
out-
kill each other and
say
then
the
to
N-word, to
emulate
call
it.
each other that,
Right.
to like
Exactly. So
like no
that-
other race calls themselves an insult.
You guys are having
okay,
a
so
bonding
now
moment
that's
right
where
now. I'm going to
that's
let you
where
bond
that
over
part
this.
comes into play, and the importance of understanding that is so we can stop allowing them to control the music that we make. Even in the early 80s and 90s, when music was coming out, there was a term called no sellout.
Yeah.
And it was about not selling out your music to make money.
make money.
And then what the so-called Jew did was just push money into your
I did
face.
it.
Money.
But
I did
you
it.
had to
Not blaming
speak.
you.
No,
a
it was
certain-
me.
Yes,
I did it. I
Wait.
called Leor
It was
Cohen.
Jews that did
I
this,
called
though.
Leor Cohen,
in
and
order
I was
for you
like,
to make this money,
Yo,
you had to
Leor,
rap this way.
make 'em do it.
So people
Literally
chose
about
the
It's
money.
the
people.
Jews,
They
Leor.
really
It's not
about killing
you.
people.
How
And
many-
if
No,
you-
Leor.
If you
That
take a
cost?
person,
It's not
if you
just
take a person
no,
that can't pay
Leor.
their
You can't get
bills,
all the credit.
If you
You have
take
to
a-
get all the
Filibuster.
Jews
That's
have to
what
get the
Jewish people
credit.
do.
We're dropping
And so
too
when you
All the
take a
Jews
people-
have
We're
to get
dropping
the
too much
credit,
news
Leor.
right now that
And
he's.
so when you
Yeah.
take a poor
All the
kid
Jews.
in the
Hold on,
black
I got a call
neighborhood in
coming
the
in.
ghetto,
Do.
and he says, "Okay, I want to make
George?
this positive music.
George
I'm not gonna
Soros?
get
This is
no
how we
money.
know we're hitting right
But
now.
if I make
You better,
this negative
George.
music, they're gonna give
It
me
better
money.
be- it
Then
better
he
be
makes the
all of
negative
us,
music
George.
I'm gonna
because
attack
he
him
wants
in
to
a second.
pay. And so that's what the Jewish
Collective
man
guilt,
and
or you
white
don't get
people
to
do.
do it, George
They
Soros.
know that
We're gonna
we would
attack
sell.
black people in a second too.
Like in the
Come on.
Bible, it says oppression makes a wise man mad. And when you have a people in poverty and oppressed, they will do things that they normally wouldn't do.
I get
when
that.
you look in the history of the Jewish and German wars, you will see that there were Jewish people
Fighting
that
with
would
Hitler.
work with the Germans, and they would say, "Well, we was poor, we was in poverty, we was in under that." And the thing about Jewish people and white people, they can understand their pain, but they can't understand nobody else's pain.
It's hard to understand
So
someone
when we
else's pain.
explain that people are in oppression and they're doing things out of oppression, it's like we're making excuses. But when they were in their pain and they were trying to survive, and so to not die, I'm going to unalive some of my fellow Jewish brothers, some of my fellow Jewish mothers, they'll understand that. But when black people are trying to survive and they struggle with the same thing, there is no understanding of that. That's the hypocrisy. That's why he chose to talk while I was talking, and that's why I ignored him and kept talking.
Well, imagine
He's
if Jewish
the child.
kids were pushed to do drugs and kill each other, but I mean they're well
Horrible.
off. But if they weren't, a lot of them don't have fathers.
Horrible.
They're told it's like. I would be angry if I was a black person.
Right.
As a white person, I'm angry because it's caused violence
Horrible.
to us
Right.
too. It's like,
and that's why we're
I think
angry.
that was
so
a
when
huge
we go out and
detriment.
teach, so a lot of times, racism.
I'm trying to get some tax on him too soon.
Racism-
No, I'm not even looking for an attack. I'm looking for a
Racism
point of
is
unity.
something that racism is
Can we
something that
unify?
always will
Can we help the black community
be
here?
exciting. And
But you
like,
have to
when you have,
acknowledge
what
when you have
happened, though. You're
racist,
trying
when
to
you
act
have
like it didn't
racist
happen.
conversations.
Okay, I want to acknowledge something.
When you have
I want to
racist
acknowledge
let me
something.
just finish. When you have racist conversations, it's always going to be the exciting thing because that's the frenzy. But if people actually listen to what we as Israelites say, we're more so talking about our people to
Okay.
stop the evil that they're doing, to stop the drug
I
dealing,
had
stop
another
the
black-
abortion, stop
I
the
had-
murdering,
I had black
stopping
actors
all
on.
of
I
that.
couldn't
All
believe
right.
how like he
All right,
attacked
guys.
his own people.
You know
Hold
what I mean?
on.
Like we attack our
Because you're
own people, so we
acknowledging
do two
you're
things at
acknowledging
once.
the problems of your
Right.
culture, and I
So
respect that.
we
The problems
acknowledge
of my
the problem,
culture too.
and we're part of the problem too.
But
so we have to
Jews
make sure.
won't acknowledge any problem in their culture.
Exactly.
Like, so you just acknowledge a ton of problems
That's
in
it.
black, in black
Well,
culture.
I just came to terms with the fact that I'm the superior race. So, like,
You're
let me
not.
have it before, like, I have to start
You're not
thinking
the
about the
superior
problems
race.
in
But
my.
so you don't
If you were
think-
superior
culture.
race, you wouldn't
So
need help from
I'm just
another
clowning,
white
dude.
people.
Let me.
He
I don't want to. I
acknowledged
don't want
the
to
black
make
people.
something so light. I
mean,
want to
it's
talk
all-
about.
it's
Hold on.
But black people are also
Can I
partially responsible for
respond?
that, and you
Oh,
acknowledge
God.
that. But like they
I
won't.
wanna
but they
say
won't
something.
acknowledge
I wanna
that.
say-
Innocent.
let
them
me-
tell
let
it.
me say.
That's why you know they from Satan.
Okay, let me tell you what's coming off the desk of Satan right now. Okay, since that's
Good
all
job.
I'm allowed to be,
They-
right?
Yes.
Let me just speak from the desk of Satan,
Yeah.
right? So, like, I really genuinely feel very, very sad for America, primarily because of the suffering of the black community. Like, I feel like America could be so great if we all succeed together. And so, like, I'm about that life of trying to elevate situations and make, you know, I think, for example, like doing this interview and having a conversation, you know, like it's kind of like doing business together, and it's just like a point of contact that didn't exist before. And like, I'm about that. And that's like, well, that's why I used to meet with Tony Muhammad. We would meet like once a month at least to just talk and to create bridges and to keep them open for the sake of the American people. You know what I'm saying? From two distinctly diverse and somewhat opposing communities. Now, I don't want to clown or anything like that, but like, or joke about
And I like-
suffrage.
and I-
Hold
and I
on,
like
if I
you. I
could
don't-
just,
okay.
I want to say that, like, I know my history very well, and my Ashkenazi Jewish roots. Just to give slight context, I'm the 5th generation on both sides from LA, the 7th in America. So we came shortly after the Civil War to this country. And my family has borne
Got
witness.
expelled during the Civil War.
We actually got expelled from you.
Shockingly, right?
Yeah, the 109 that came to America was from
But
Ukraine.
Lincoln
On my mother's side, there was a horrible pogrom that happened in Ukraine.
Ukraine? Oh, you're
in
from Ukraine?
Kharkov.
Shocking.
Yeah, my mother's side.
Palestine, Ukraine.
Hold on, listen.
Sorry.
My exile when I was taken captive as by the Romans and the temple was destroyed.
You was not.
I'm on my way back to the temple.
That was never y'all.
Okay, then I'm gonna pretend that I'm on my way back to the
The
temple.
N-word is in the Bible describing the Israelites. You could never be that.
Okay,
When it
hold on.
describes
Hold
the-
on, let me
when it
finish my.
described the
Okay,
Israelites as
we'll
black.
pivot to the black
So there's
N-word.
no
and-
acknowledgement that Jews were involved with the.
Hold
with
on,
pushing
you just
hip-hop?
said Leonard Cohen, right? I don't
Leah-
really
like
listen.
Leah Cohen.
Leah, I don't even know the guy's
I think
name.
it's Leah
It was
Cohen.
a bunch of.
Hold on,
Meyer
there's
Cohen,
also this
that's
guy-
one of them.
There's also this guy
Clive,
Ari
David,
Emanuel, who's like
Ari
a big
Emanuel,
shot.
yeah, it's
in
all of them.
Hollywood.
It's all of them.
Right? There's people who have made.
He owns the UFC.
There's a lot of people who have made a lot of money in, Jews who like succeeded in business to like a magnanimous
Particularly
level.
hip hop.
Hopefully for me too in my career, like I want to succeed that much and be one of those excellent Jews.
That's why you're book number one.
So
You know what?
So you
got
guys,
them all
so
about
if you were
I-
producing hip hop music, would you push that music?
First of all,
Telling them to
I
kill each
don't
other,
really
be whores,
listen.
do
no,
drugs.
absolutely not. I'm a religious
Oh,
man.
I'm gonna do lean. I'm gonna do Percocets.
I'm a
I'm gonna-
religious-
Have
no,
you listened to
I
hip
don't-
hop music?
It's disgusting. That's why I don't listen to it.
That's
It's
what I'm
all
saying.
about
So, like,
killing and
so why
sex.
won't you
and-
acknowledge the?
No, I do,
these
but I don't think that
disgraceful
Jews
were
are
involved with it?
writing the lyrics.
Sometimes
like,
they were.
I don't think
They were
that
telling them what to write. They were telling them
All
what they wanted.
the Bible, the Jews of the Bible, and like the Jewish community doesn't gather up at the Elders of Zion meeting and
Maybe.
say, "Oh, we're all gonna go in
Yes,
on."
y'all
Maybe
do.
you're just not invited.
Yes, y'all do.
Dude,
Yes,
I
y'all
was
do.
at the Elders of Zion meeting.
That's how you know.
It
Now
did
you're bit-
not
Yeah.
come up.
Yes, it did.
He's always
I
not
swear
there. and then
it
he just
did
goes,
not
"When I
come
was at
up.
it."
Hell yeah. Yes,
I
it
swear.
did. Yes, it did.
There's an organization I sit on above the Elders
Have
of Zion.
Jews
You
ever
want to know
done
what it's
anything
That's
wrong?
called?
secret,
Have Jews
secret.
ever
You
done
wanna
anything
know what
wrong,
it's
or are they
called?
always just kicked out
What
for no
is it
reason?
called? Hail Satan?
No, not at all.
I need some attacks on the
It's
black
called
Jews. Let me
the
look up for-
Lamed
Let me
Vav.
look up. So I need to find some attacks on
You
you.
know,
now.
like-
Hold on, let me
Yeah,
find
there
some.
you go.
It's even
There
higher
you
than
go.
it's
There
even
you go.
higher than the
Maybe you'll actually
Mossad.
admit your mistakes, though.
Yeah, I will.
It's even
I
higher than
won't
the
be like
Mossad.
you.
You
Jews have
guys
never
want to
done
know?
anything wrong.
No, man.
Okay,
Never
the
done
white
Do you
Jews
wanna
have
know?
never done anything wrong.
Right.
when it
They
came
don't
to
wanna
that
know.
conclusion, so
They
it's
don't
like
want to know about the
hip-hop-
Lamed
yeah.
Vav. They don't
No,
want to
you
know.
guys just never done anything wrong. So I'm
They
so
don't
I'm
want to
gonna
know
bash these
about the
guys
Lamed
now.
Vav. They just want me to.
You guys have never done anything
Hey,
wrong. Kicked out of high
Jake-
places for no reason.
Yeah,
Jake,
for
I'm
no
sorry
reason.
that we did the slave trade and blamed it on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, y'all did it
Thank you,
together,
brother.
but see,
Thank you.
Jake will
No,
admit
he
the
had
role.
nothing to
no,
do with
Jake
it.
Was, Jake
It
has
was
said
Jewish.
earlier,
I very
he
clearly said we
we
had a
played
He
part.
was
role
just
in
a
it.
But they were the
mindless Gentile
primary-
being dragged along to the slave trade. I did it.
Y'all would have
Jews
banked
will
on this.
never admit
I
they're
did
wrong.
it, man.
Ships.
They're always the victims.
Jews did not have ships. Let me just
Okay.
tell
Yes,
you.
they did. They're the main ship holders.
Yeah.
Ask
that's
ChatGPT what percentage of Ashkenazi
Chat-
Jews
who owns
in
ChatGPT? A Jew?
1750 were poor. What do we? Can we ask
We
Grok?
at Google. Oh, Jew.
Can we ask Grok? Can we ask
Ask
Grok?
Elon.
Grok's been neutered too. Grok,
Elon like y'all
Who-
peak white to Elon.
the Elon don't like me.
It's an
'Cause
honor
because
to
I
finally be
criticize those
included
peak
in the
white
white
you know,
community.
people thought Elon was
Yo,
pro-white. When Elon, when
I'm
when
weighing
Trump got
off
in
as
office,
fuck
and
now.
Elon did this here with the hell.
That
they
was
said that
dope.
was the hell.
Like my brother
Yeah.
Elon.
Oh, white people went
White
berserk.
power.
Dude, I don't know what's happening, but it might be the time that Jews are weighing off all of a sudden. Like I'm just saying.
You're
I'm just
enjoying
saying.
the white side.
I think that Nick
I gotta talk to my
Fuentes
white brother to see
probably
if he'll
has the
take
final
you.
say so if Jews get to be weighing off.
I just talked to Nick
But
this
if
morning.
this
I could
guy
ask
is
him.
telling me that I'm white
Nick is crazy.
and I'm not even allowed to be the Jew, then
Yeah, you're not a Jew.
then I have to be included in weighing off.
Yeah,
man.
you're not a Jew though.
Then Tazaryach says I'm weighing off.
I didn't say you wang off, but you're definitely not a Jew.
Then what
though.
the fuck am I if I'm white?
You're a white man.
I'm not.
You're the tribe of
I want-
Amalek.
I'm not.
If you want to know the
We
tribe
both
of
agree.
I'm
the
the
Bible,
Amalek.
if you want to know the
I'm the
tribe, you're
Amalekite. I'm the
Yeah.
Amalekite.
Yeah, you're the
He
Amalekite.
is not a white man.
It's
You're
true,
Amalek.
guys. The Amalekites
If he's a white
secretly
man, he done stuff
infiltrated
wrong.
the Bible, and we learned
No, y'all
Hebrew,
a tribe of
and we
Esau.
started doing all the
you are the
mitzvot.
tribe of Esau.
Yo, do you wear these on the corners of your garment?
No.
Why not?
You're a
The
tribe-
Bible says to do it.
That's not fringes.
Let me ask him some
These
hard
are the
questions.
four fringes.
Let me
That's
give
not
him-
fringes.
Let me give him some hard questions now. Let's
Let's
look up
hear
him.
it. Let's hear it.
the
Okay,
questions.
how can you guys say that both black people, Mexican, Native Americans are all Jews when you guys are three separate races?
So for us, biblically speaking, we don't say that we're all Jews. So what we say is
answering
Mexicans
the
are the
question.
tribe. That's
is weird.
what I do. So the Mexicans are the tribe of Issachar. What's the other tribe? You
It's
said
called
black?
Issachar.
You
Let me
guys
help
did
you with
black,
your Hebrew
Native
again.
Native
Issachar.
Okay,
Americans,
so
and Mexicans.
got you. So
Come
the
on, dude.
Mexicans,
Let
the
me Jew
Mexicans
you
are
up.
the tribe of Issachar.
Issachar.
Native Indians are the tribe of Gad.
God.
Blacks are the tribe of Judah.
Yehuda.
So like the West Indians are the tribe of Benjamin. So
Benjamin.
when we went into the
Atlas,
Bible,
yeah.
so we went into the Bible and we went to history. You can find in history where the Native Indians spoke Hebrew. Seminole Indians spoke Hebrew. They said Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Allah, Hayanawa, Yahweh, Akkad, which means Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. They said that.
Yo, say that
in a
one more
good
time.
book- in a good book
Can you say
called
that one
The
more
Lost
time?
Tribes in Promised Land.
Come on,
You'll
say
see
it one more time, man.
Montezinos and them went, and as they're looking at the Native Indians, they're seeing the fringes on their garment, not that shirt, not that
No,
thing.
this
he
stuff's
has.
true that you're saying.
Right.
I just
Yeah,
discovered
so
this last
historic-
month.
couldn't
yeah.
be. It
Mexico,
couldn't be
with the
me, the
Mexicans,
real
There's some
Jew.
truth to this.
when the Mexicans was keeping the Feast of
Tazaryach
Tabernacles,
over
the
here.
separation when women were on their cycle and flower. So when we start finding that history, we start discovering, oh, they're connected to the
Yeah.
10 lost tribes, not these people. So we're not emotional because, of course, most people think I'm a black supremacist.
Yeah.
But when, like, question that you asked, now, if the Mexicans are part of me and my brother, how can I be a black supremacist if the Native Indians are, if the Puerto Ricans, if the
because that's the part I
Dominicans?
find a little
So there's
confusing, how
12, yeah, so it's hard when people say I'm a black supremacist, but then I have all these ethnicities that people would say I'm not a part of. That's why you asked the
Yeah.
question. So if the Bible says that, if the Bible and history shows that they're an Israelite, then they're an Israelite. So it's not about your skin tone. It's not about your complexion. It's who you are tribally. Because we can make any color. You can be extremely light. You can be extremely dark. Even with the Africans.
Yeah.
So we'll say we're not Africans because
They
Africans come
betrayed
from
you
Ham.
guys and sold you into slavery
Right.
too.
Yeah. And even that's another thing. Even if I was an African, knowing that an African sold me, I'm not going to love them. You sold me
Yeah, how could
into
you
this
love?
captivity.
I mean, you can't blame the current ones,
Right,
but,
but biblically
generation, that's
speaking-
not your people.
Exactly.
If someone
Biblically
betrays
speaking,
me once, that's not my people.
exactly. Biblically speaking, Africans are from the tribe of Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So Ethiopians, Egyptians, Libyans, Canaanites, they are what you call Hamites. The Shemites would be like us, white people are Shemites, Japanese, Arabs. They're all Shemites. That's why even the term anti-Semitic is weird, because if
Semitic
Semitism
people, yeah.
should cover all Shemitic people, and then you have one Shemitic people trying to own it, they're anti-Semitic. Because how dare they eliminate the other Shemitic people from being able
Well,
to
they're
utilize
superiors,
that
they're
term?
the only ones that get
Right.
to use it.
Which is dumb, because Abraham was separated from Shem. Abraham separated from his father. So it's really Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we are Hebrew. You could be an Israelite and you can speak Hebrew, but technically that's what we are.
Yeah, I had a really
Okay.
interesting guest. 1 second ago, really interesting guest on. We didn't get in this podcast, but he was telling me all this stuff, all these things that look like the Jewish in like Florida and stuff that had been
In
there
Florida,
long before, like
Puerto
circumcision,
Rico.
the hats they wore.
Yeah.
This guy
It was in
Dr.
Florida,
Longo is
it's in Puerto
fascinating.
Rico. It's a lot of Hebrew artifacts on the island of Puerto Rico.
There are some real possibilities of being a lost tribe.
Definitely.
He
Listen,
also said there
there's-
could be a lost tribe in
there's
like
this
Scotland,
guy.
Ireland. So I might be a fellow Jew.
His name is Jacob
we might be
Rothschild,
brothers,
everybody.
so we might find
Jacob
out.
Rothschild over
I'm gonna be at
here.
the house hanging out with you.
Jacob Rothschild over here.
I went to the house last night.
He is, he's
Everyone's
Jacob
telling me, bro,
Rothschild.
you're so dumb going there by yourself. I'm like, bro,
Rothschild.
they're not gonna
Right.
fucking kill me.
Okay, so this is all I'm gonna say, right? So if you guys are all these Jews, there's all these people that go out. They call them the Bnei Yisrael, and I don't really get into this stuff, but I'm all for everybody getting ahead in life and doing what they got to do to get ahead. So like, I would suggest that you connect with these people. Like, there's this guy Rudy Rochman who's really involved, right? And he's all about this thing. I'm not so about this, like the Lost Tribes of Israel thing. But for the
But
lost,
shouldn't you
hold
be,
on.
Shouldn't you
Hold
be?
on, no, let me finish.
Shouldn't you be?
Okay, I will. So, because I am about the lost tribes of Israel, I think that it's so important that the lost tribes of Israel start doing the mitzvot of the Torah, the 613 laws that Moses gave. Because if you guys are really the Jews and the real deal McCoy, the world comes into salvation when you start doing these 613 laws. So I just want to say that if you are the Jew Tazaryach, first of all, I'd like to know what the name Tazaryach means. But secondly, I would like for you to take upon you right now to start doing the mitzvot that God commanded the Jewish people. Because I believe in the word of God.
Okay, can we
and he
stay right
said
there?
to the Jewish people, do these 613
He
things.
never said do these 613 things. I'm gonna tell you why. You're a man, right?
I am a man.
So you don't bleed once a month, right?
I do not bleed once
and
a
you
month.
don't have kids, right?
I do not have kids.
So you just no, you don't have you don't birth kids.
No, I do not birth kids.
Right. You just eliminated laws. That's why it's stupid.
Yo, I didn't know, man.
Let me just finish. That's why it's stupid to say
What?
we have to keep 613 laws.
What are you talking about, though?
I'm gonna tell you. So there's laws when a woman menstruates, she's unclean for 7 days.
The Bible says
There's
so.
laws when she has a child.
Yeah.
If she has a male child or a female child, she's unclean for a certain amount of days.
Yeah.
You're never going to keep or break that law.
Right.
So
not
that's
all
it.
of the 613 apply to everyone.
That's my point.
There's
So
88 of them that only apply to the Kohen, the priestly bloodline, which my mother's a part of.
But when you just got finished saying, I have to keep 613, and now you're saying
No, you don't have
the
to keep
613 don't apply. That's why we call the white man the devil, because you're saying two things now.
Can I tell you?
Which one is it? Do
Okay.
I keep all 613, or do I only keep the laws that apply to me? Which one?
Okay, everybody on earth has to follow the first 7.
Just ask. Can you answer that question?
I will. Not everyone. Not all the laws apply to you.
Thank you. You see
Yeah.
how I just taught him?
When we say Tazaryach,
I found some tough questions.
when
for
we
you.
say
I'm not gonna be picking
when
on
we
you.
say Tazaryach, when I say the 613 mitzvot, I'm meaning the ones that pertain to you, not the one that pertains to the priesthood or women or any of that stuff.
Right.
Just
But
the
I
ones
think-
that.
I wanted that just
for
for
instance, I'll give you an
educational
example.
purpose.
I'll give you an example.
Uh-huh.
Like if you're like hungry in a desert, for example, right? And like you stumble across an oasis in the desert, and you see in the tree there's like some eggs, and you haven't eaten in days, and you're hungry. Like one of the laws of the Torah, the 613 laws, is you have to chase the mother bird away before you take its eggs.
Can we read that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where's it at?
It's called Shaluach HaKan.
Where's it at in the Bible?
It's in the first 5 books.
Where?
Do you want me to get an exact
I
quote?
ain't never heard that you got to chase the mother away. You ever heard of that, Gadol? You got to
You
chase
never
the
heard of
mother.
the Bible.
You gotta, wait, you got to chase
I'm
the.
trying to find some tough questions for
Yeah.
you. I know you'll answer them.
Yeah,
I'll
listen,
tell you the-
ask
I'll
me the
tell you
questions I
exactly.
You're not
answer.
giving me very good ones.
You got-
I see one. I see like one that's pretty tough though. I'm gonna
Before
throw that one at you in a second.
You
HaKan
There's
in
one that's pretty
the
tough.
eat eggs.
Torah.
You
No, before you
gotta
take the eggs from the mother, you have to
chase
overcome your hunger.
the
Shaluach HaKan is in
bird.
Deuteronomy 22, 6, and 7.
Let me see. Deuteronomy.
22, 6, and 7. I'm
Deuteronomy
just giving you
22.
one that
I
you
just
got to
wanna
do.
read it.
If you're a Jew,
It
you got to
says,
do this
"If
thing.
a
The Bible
bird's nest
obligates you to
be
do it.
before thee in the way or in any tree on the ground, whether they be young ones, but thou shalt anyway. Wait, I'm sorry. Young, and
22,
dam sitting
6.
young. That's what I'm reading. I'm just skimming through it. Whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young and upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the young. But thou shalt in any wise let the dam go and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee when thou mayest prolong the days. That's not saying what you're saying. So if I read it, said if a bird's nest.
Deuteronomy 22, 6.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
I
If
will.
a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way, in any tree or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the young.
The mother.
So
It's called dam
well,
is a mother.
I know what the dam is. So how y'all are interpreting
You
that.
shall read
Wait,
the next one. Read the
but
next
thou
one.
shalt anywise let the dam go and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee.
You
that
shall
thou mayest prolong.
shaluach hakan.
So,
Shaluach in
how
Hebrew
y'all
means to
translate-
send
one
away
second.
the mother.
So would y'all translate? But you just said if you're
What
hungry,
does it say, Jake? You
But you
shall
just said if you're
surely
hungry on an
send away
oasis.
the mother.
Wait, but the
I'm giving you an
analogy-
example of when that law might come into effect. It's
But
like not a law that like comes about accordingly. It's not something that
But the
happens
way I
every
read
day.
this, if you
Do you
walk
guys
in
both
and you
do
just
Shabbat?
I do Shabbat. Do you do Shabbat?
yeah, I do Shabbat.
What do you do for Shabbat?
We do Sabbath service and then we go to camp and teach.
Do you
on the
guys
street.
like candles and stuff?
No.
What do you do? How do you bring it in? I'm curious. This is just
We
me wanting
have-
to
we
learn.
just- the Sabbath is just a rest day.
How do you start the Shabbat? Though?
So when the sun goes down,
It starts.
you just rest.
Do you say anything?
No, you don't have to.
Like, thanks God. Shabbos. Nothing like
No,
that?
we don't have to do that. We have a Sabbath service.
We light candles, and then
Why?
one of the there's 3 laws in the Bible that actually do pertain to women. Tarat mashpacha, which is what you said about bleeding, the menstruals. It's
Right.
the laws of menstruation. And then there's women have the law of challah. It's called chafrashat challah. They're required before the Shabbat in the 613 laws to bake bread and take a part of the bread and put it on the oven and burn it in like this offering, actually. And there's a blessing
For
to
the
say.
Sabbath?
Yeah, it's in the Bible. And then Hadlik Nerot Shabbat, which is the lighting of the Shabbat candles. There's an actual law. You have to light the Shabbat candles.
We're gonna all do Shabbat together after.
Yeah, bro. Tazaryach and Jake for
All right,
Shabbos.
wait, let me throw a couple.
Tazaryach
let me
and
give him a
Shields
couple few,
Shabbaton,
tough
folks.
questions.
It's going down in Judah
Let's attack him
town.
for a minute.
Yeah, let's go.
One of these.
We don't have to attack. Let's build together. Let's not attack. Let's just build something.
I just ask tough questions. I mean, okay.
He just learned that he has
the
to like
black
do all these
Hebrews-
things in the Bible.
No.
If
You don't have to do the
represent
first 5
Israelis,
books?
why have civil rights groups like the ADL and
Wait, say that
SPL?
one more time?
It says, if you guys are the real Jews, then why does the ADL and SPLC say you're a hate group?
Come on, you're so funny.
No, I have a real tough question here. But that,
Come on,
that
give
was,
him-
But that was,
Dude,
that
this guy
was-
could speak English. Give him like something other than an underhanded pitch, man.
Okay, no, I'm doing
You
good
know
for
what's-
one.
you know what's
I got a
interesting,
real one
too?
coming.
Okay, ask the real one.
Okay, you want to ask the real one?
That's the
Or
real
you
one.
get-
We
you
all
wanna-
don't
you
like the
wanna-
ADL.
No, I'll answer
I
that.
think that I'm the king. The ADL
we
has
all hate
nothing on
them.
me. Like, I'm not here to like let other people rule the Jewish people in my name. So
All right,
whatever. That's
here's
a
a real,
stupid
here's a real
question.
tough one.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 2019, Jersey shooting carried out by individuals connected to you guys killing white people. What's your do you have any statement on that or?
So actually, when that happened, the news media actually came to my leader, Commander General Hanna, to interview him because it was this whole thing. The person didn't say they was an Israelite. They found some memorabilia in the house. It was like a flyer or something. And so they just proposed that he was an Israelite.
So he wasn't actually part of the organization.
No, he wasn't a part
Did
of
you guys
the
condemn him?
organization.
You
We
condemn
condemn
him?
the whole thing. We don't agree.
thank you, thank you.
Do you
yeah,
condemn violence?
we condemn unjust violence.
Do you condemn
condemn this guy.
violence
Like
in
what y'all
America?
do to them Palestinians?
Hold on, in America. I'm
condemn
talking
that.
about America.
I mean, I'm asking
American
about
to
a very
American.
specific
Yeah.
event. I
He
think
Do you
very-
guys
we're
condemn
asking about
violence
it.
in
Not about
America?
a very specific event. I think it's for now.
Ask him if he condemns
He
violence
hate
in
not
America.
being.
Well, that's
just
a, that's a
curious.
He hate
complex
not
question.
being the sinner.
You can't just say
You hate not being the sinner. You a child.
I condemn violence in America.
You hate
Sometimes
not
violence
being a
is needed.
sinner.
Sometimes violence is needed though.
In America?
Yeah, that's why I
There's
said
times.
With
unjust.
civilians?
We hate.
Rarely, no terrorist attacks, but like.
Do you think terrorist attacks on civilians
No,
is
no, I
justified?
don't think it is.
But,
Okay, so that's all I'm
let's
saying.
say-
Can we all
wait,
agree-
wait, wait,
you
wait.
can
Can we
But
all
if
agree
someone is
that
being
open
attacked,
firing
let's get
is
violent.
No, there's
Yeah.
a very specific event that was a very serious
You're
event.
talking about-
white people were killed by a black guy for racial
Right.
hatred, and they were trying to blame his organization. So
Right,
it's a
and
very
we're
serious
against
event.
that.
I'm
So
asking
we're
you.
all
so
he
I'm
has
not.
to
I'm
do is
not.
say-
This is
So
very
the Bible
serious. I want
says.
to answer
I want-
So
yeah.
here's a good understanding. The Bible says in Deuteronomy 23:7, "Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite," meaning we should not attack white people
Yeah.
just because they're white, just because they say something. So we're against anybody that does any
You
type of
strongly
violent
condemn
crime.
that with.
Yes,
Perfect. This is great. This is
we strongly condemn
good.
that. The only type of violence that we condone is if someone is being attacked and you defend yourself. That's not violent. That's
Yeah,
self-defense.
I agree with you.
So if you're self-defending
Yes.
yourself, okay. But if you're going on
If you're the
offense
attacker.
to take somebody,
Why do you think
somebody,
this
we're
event was
against that.
pushed on you guys? Just because they wanted to push a narrative of.
I
like,
think when they found the memorabilia, the flyer, the propaganda,
Oh, it's
because
just
they've
a
been
flyer?
waiting. When you Israelites have never like unalived somebody since I've been teaching, since we've been teaching. We'll speak about
You
it.
try to
so
avoid
we'll
violence
go
unless
out
it's
there on the
necessary.
streets and we might say, you white people gonna pay for this, you're gonna do that, but it's just talk. It's just which is
But
the
how do
First
we know the
Amendment.
difference?
But we've never actually
Well, he's
went
condemning
in.
it. That was a big deal shooting
Yeah,
people. You know,
and
that's
so,
why
but
I
we've
wanted to clear
never
this up.
actually went out and put hands on white people because they're white. You don't see videos of Israelites
You guys
pounding
very
and beating
publicly
up.
denounced
Tazaryach,
this
do
guy.
you think
and
that
very
it-
publicly
do you
denounced.
think
General
that it's
also did.
okay?
I asked
Right.
him, and he condemned
Yeah,
it too.
definitely, we
I'm glad,
condemn
I'm
it.
Do you
glad
think that
guys
it's
both
okay?
distance yourself
Yeah,
condemn it because that's
definitely.
disgusting
Good.
and
Definitely.
like.
I'm glad you condemn
Yeah.
that, but do you think that it's okay to talk about doing violence to other people in the public?
Do they do that?
No,
though?
we don't talk about doing
Okay, good.
violence
I'm here to
Yeah, we
vindicate.
don't do that
No, 'cause
either.
I had a
I'm here to
word with
vindicate,
you guys
you
say
know,
God
I'm-
either.
What we say is God will avenge and bring about justice. We don't advocate violence. We don't say you should harm anybody.
Right, good.
Because then that would be
Good.
then if we did
Then that could be your fault,
They'd
yeah.
probably have us in jail. So hey man, go out there and do this. Go
You
out
know,
there. We
this
don't do
is a
that.
good
I'm glad you don't
opportunity.
even think twice. And
This
you
is
condemn
a good
the guy.
opportunity.
And we do that for
really,
our own
I
people,
really
too, like-
appreciate you doing that.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah.
Because I wish that my people would hear that more.
Yes.
So that we can stop black on black violence. We can
Yes.
stop all of that. All of
That's
those
huge.
things are a plague to my people. Because we talk about what white people do to us. But black people, we commit crime against each other
Yourselves
too.
more, yeah.
And so what we should do is we should stop that crime.
Yeah.
And I think if we stop that crime, it will make it even better when we come at other nations for the crimes they do against us.
Exactly,
Because
then
we
you'd have
almost
Well,
give
what are you
them
going to
an
do when you
right.
come
have
at
that
other
ammunition.
nations? What are you going to do when you come at other nations?
This is COINTELPRO right here.
No, it's just curiosity.
No, that's Cohen. That's
What do you
that's
guys?
how they
What do you guys do to
I'm
other
just
nations?
Curious.
No, I'm
What
just-
are you?
You
going
destroy
to
other
do?
nations.
He got it recorded.
Like,
Hey,
I was
this is
thinking
the
that
part
this
we've
is a
been
good
waiting for.
oppor-
What is he going to do to white people?
This is a good
That's the
opportunity.
No, he just said he doesn't want to kill
The
white
black
people.
Hebrew
so it's like,
Israelites,
he was very clear about that. I
the
think
Hebrew
that's- I think
Israelites
that's
or
very-
whatever their
to me, that's
organization,
very important. that
they
you
get
would-
a lot of flack in the press. A lot of people claim that they're violent. You know, a lot of people, that's kind of like something that discredits their organization. You know, and that's like the main
That's why it's important that
reputational
they
damage.
distance it, yeah.
That's why it's important that you distance yourself from violence. On camera now is a great thing to
Well, I
distance
think
yourself
he
from
did
violence.
from that
And that's why I'm
organization.
asking you these tough questions, because I want
These
you
not
to.
tough questions.
Well, the only
They're
reason is I
COINTELPRO
want
questions.
you to say that you don't support violence in the public domain, because I want you to
But what
inspire your
circumstance?
people. Like, I don't support violence in the public domain.
Ever? What if there's a circumstance? for it?
Civilians against civilians?
Oh,
No.
never civilian, but yeah, I never support.
I'm talking
I never,
about civilians.
I never,
I'm talking about
okay, yeah,
protesters.
I would never.
I'm talking
hurt a
about
civilian.
there is a time for war and there's a time
there
for
is a
peace,
time for violence.
according to King Solomon, and that is done by nations, not by people.
Innocent should never be
Do you agree
targeted
with
and
that?
killed.
It's done by
Say it one more
nations.
time.
But how can you say that?
the
and support
laws
Israel?
of war in the Bible are for nations, not for people? We're not licensed by the Bible to like take the law into our own hands. We're
Now,
we're
that part- so-
we're
so-
influenced to seek justice. I'm with you on the justice. I want to deliver justice for black people. You have
No,
no
you don't.
enemy in me.
Yeah,
I'm
you see
telling
what
you,
happens
I
when
don't.
Jews try to help you. How's that gone in the
I-
past?
I've
You know-
yet to see
Do you want some more?
Jewish people
You want some
help
more
us,
Jewish help? Hey,
and we
hey, brother,
benefit
we'll
from
help
it.
you.
You know,
I've yet to see Jewish help and it benefits.
There's billions of black people
BLM.
in the world.
How is
like
BLM?
Black Lives Matter, for example.
Yeah.
You think I was behind
there's-
Black Lives
They
Matter?
burn, they
Jewish
burn down
people,
your cities.
definitely.
You know, I was a
And
diplomat
you
in
know,
Africa.
when you look at
actually.
when you look at the write up for
Did you
Black
guys know
Lives
that?
Matter,
I
Black
was an
Lives
actual
Matter
diplomat
says we're about the
in
mother,
Africa.
the
We could talk
child,
about
and the
that.
parent, because the Black Lives Matter was Jewish people funding lesbians. And lesbians was not about fathers being
So
in the
Act
picture
Blue
because
is
they
a Jew-
wanna be
you're
the
saying
father.
that the
Fathers are-
Jews-
fathers are needed.
And you take the
You're
father
saying that the
out of
Jews
any
did
race
Act
of
Blue.
people,
Come on,
that race
Tazaryach.
of people is weakened.
So do you push strongly for fathers to stick around for their
Hell
children?
yeah! When you
I
look
like-
at
I
when
like
you look
the
at the
message. I
statistics,
like you guys so
when
much,
black
man. I thought you were
fathers,
saying
when
such
black
important
This guy
yeah,
needs
when
to
black
blame the
fathers
Jews for
are
everything.
in, when
There's
black
nothing I'm
fathers,
gonna be able to
He's
say.
if the
He's sitting there
Jewish
saying-
people
he's literally
supported
saying
Black
black
Lives
people do-
Matter, they just supported Black Lives Matter. That's
Yo,
facts.
He just said all the problems black
If I
people have.
come
He's
out,
not just blaming
if I
Jews.
come out against
Because
Planned
the
Parenthood,
minute you mention Jewish,
Yeah.
he forgets everything that
Yeah.
you said.
'Cause the-
Because
you put
he's a
so much fault
victim
on black
blamer.
this is
people,
like
yeah.
Jewish
the
people
Tazaryach
are
and
the
Jake Shields
epitome
show, and Adam gets to like
victim
watch
blamers.
it and try to chime in whenever he gets
Well,
a word.
I don't think he's.
You get to cry like a girl.
I think he's also acknowledged that like black people have done a lot wrong, and he's trying to make them better. He's trying to hold them
because all
accountable.
he hears Jewish.
He's trying to
don't
get
talk
the
Jewish,
fathers.
Don't talk Jewish.
Yeah,
don't
the
do
fathers
that.
No,
like
it's not
Don't
about
do
the
that.
father
Jewish.
and the home's one of the
Crybaby.
most
I'm not talking about the
important
You're a
Jewish. I'm
crybaby,
trying
though.
to. Okay, I'm not crybaby.
You are definitely a crybaby. You've been
See,
crying this whole
I'm asking
life
him
span.
tough questions.
This
Let me
whole
find one or two more. I mean, that shooting was
All
a
right.
very serious question, but you
Yeah.
handled it well.
I'm just giving him an opportunity.
to me, that one
condemn
was like a big one. How
shootings
you
in
answered
public,
that is
but
like a big,
he
big
wants
deal
to call me
me.
a crybaby.
If you're like, oh, that's
Look,
okay.
I don't really
then, like,
care. You want to know why I'm not a crybaby? Because I'm not a victim. My
are.
people,
That's what make
whether
it
you
worse.
think that I'm this type of white group or the real Jews or
That's
not,
what
it
make it
doesn't
worse,
matter.
all this crime
My
you're doing.
genetic lineage has been
is
totally
not connected to
victimized,
Jewish people,
but we
excuse me,
still
not
rose
connected
up to
Israel.
acquire excellence.
You did not rise up. You begged
How do you
your
expect?
white brothers
you
to
think they
rise
just
you
gave
up.
all the money to the Jews?
Yes, y'all give it.
That-
How
that-
much
that
does
bank-
America give to
Jake,
Israel
does
right
white
now?
people just give money to
How much
Jews?
does
We
how
do.
much
You do?
does
Do
America?
Jews ever
We give
contribute
billions.
anything to the
How
world?
much
Country
does
some, but we give you guys
Like,
money.
what about,
you
like-
guys get reparations?
I really
Did you
hope
get
that, like,
reparations?
you guys
No,
don't
we
need,
get
like, a
reparations.
cathar-
We've never got a dime. Y'all
Do you
still get
reparations?
reparations.
I didn't get reparations.
Jews are the richest people in the
Yes.
world, and they get
Y'all
reparations.
get everything
We didn't
from-
get reparations.
Listen, America loves
When
y'all.
did
You
Jews
never
get
got a
reparations?
dime.
America
Jews
is
for
your
Holocaust.
God.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Adonai Elohim is my God.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He don't even know you.
He does.
No, he don't.
Yes, he does.
No, he does not.
Adonai,
No,
don't
you
let him
don't.
talk to me like this.
That shit
No,
sound
I'm
gay
crybaby, I'm a
That shit sound gay
crybaby.
to Adonai.
What is the
This guy-
purpose
do you
of
like
the
Adonai?
preacher screaming at
Is
like white
Adonai your
people?
God?
The Most High is my God.
Is Adonai Elohim,
Say translated what it mean.
the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Thank you. That's
he
my
your God?
That's not
That's
your
my God.
No, it's not.
Oh my God, that's my God.
Revelations 2:9 says, I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews.
That say
and
they are
not.
Jews and they are not.
That's you guys, but are the synagogue of Satan.
So
and you know what
so
they do in that
Satan might be the
synagogue?
God?
When are you
Suck baby
gonna-
penises.
Okay,
What they do in that synagogue?
When are you gonna
let
start
the gays
learning-
Run rampant in
when are
Tel
you gonna
Aviv.
start
Talk
learning
about we
Torah?
are of
When are you
God.
gonna start doing
I know
mitzvahs?
Torah right now.
Do the mitzvahs.
No, what? Break down the mitzvah for us. Break it
There's
down.
613. Not all of them
That
apply
don't
to
even
you.
make damn sense.
Let's
I'm
open
not
up to
doing
a
that.
random one.
Yeah, go get a random.
Random one, okay?
Yeah, we got an hour and 45, so about 15 more minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's think
Oh,
of
this
some-
has been good.
So let's
Wait,
go.
wait,
No, that
let
went
Jake
quick,
run the
right?
show. Yeah,
that
let
went
Jake
quick.
run
So
it.
no, I'm just thinking. Okay, how can you guys say you're preaching love when you attack like white people, Asians, Arabs on the street? What would be the answer to that?
Okay, my answer to that
Can you ask
is
some tough questions too?
that's the greatest love that we can give
Here's
to
the
our
love.
people, and this is why. Because
Do you keep kosher?
there's
Let me
this
answer-
thing
I
called.
have a
I'll
tough
give you an
question. See how he
example,
answers it.
right? There's this thing called
You
the
haven't
dog
asked
test.
him
I'm
one-
pretty sure you
I
have.
asked him why he
question.
pushes hatred.
He
towards
asked me
white
why
people.
we
I just
pushing
asked him that.
hatred for
but
white
it's a
people.
Jew and black Hebrew debate. Who's the real
No, it's
Jew?
not. I'm asking.
Y'all
he's
white
taxed-
together, though.
He attacks my. He looks at us
You
the same.
No, I'm
white.
peak white. He's regular
white.
white.
So I'm asking him why he pushes.
Yeah.
I go, how does he claim to be love when they push hatred on people like me, you, and Asians on the
Right.
street?
Yeah.
So
Because
let's-
thank you. So let me answer
So
the
do
question.
you love me?
No.
Why not?
The fuck.
Like you say, you love everybody. Do you love me
I
too?
do love everybody. You're just
Except
not
me.
the everybody.
I'm just not. I'm exempt.
No.
I'm still like that ghetto Jew who can't
Yeah.
get love from.
You
from
know,
everyone.
God hates Esau.
Do you
you're
really?
Edomite.
You think so? You think I'm Esav?
You are Esau.
But you don't even read Hebrew. How do you know these
You
things?
are because you
You
are
just
the
get
red
like a
man.
you get a
came
feeling
from the
like a
Caucasus
psychic intuition.
Mountains.
You get a feeling like a
You're not an
psychic
Israelite.
intuition.
You're Edomites.
You think
But
I'm
let me
an
answer the question.
Edomite.
So when
This
when
is
it
so-
comes to
this is like the
hatred,
lowest.
right?
Yeah.
You hate Jews, dude.
The reason why it looks like hate, right? So it's not even. We don't look at it like a hate of white people. We look at it as a hate of what white people did to us, which is different, right?
Jews.
So
Only the Jewish version
But
of
that's
the
what
white
he said
people.
this time. I said white people.
He said-
Only
And
the
so
Jewish
white,
whites
not
and Asians in them, because of the things that they've done to us, is why we can't love y'all back.
What have
Whites and
done to
Asians.
you?
What did Asians do? to you
Asians
guys?
come in there, they look down on us just like right now.
I'm the
you can go,
crybaby. You're
Asians
just
are
like
racist as
crying
fuck.
Asians
nonstop,
are-
I know a lot of
Tazaryach.
Asians.
Like in
They
Psalms
don't
the
like
83rd
black
You're
people.
crying,
chapter,
bro.
in Psalms the 83rd chapter, it lists every nation and say that they're a confederate against the children of Israel. So there's not a nation that comes into our city, into our village.
It sounds
that
like all
does
the
not
people that
take
chant
advantage of us.
109,
So what we
110,
have to
right?
do-
Am I right?
We have to instill love because if our people continue to love white people, they're going to naturally hate us because you love what they love, you hate what they hate.
Like girls with copying our hair and stuff like that.
Yep, all of that. Looking like y'all, doing like y'all, when we try to instill our culture. So it's not an emotional hate because I'm sitting with you guys.
All right.
So it's not like I can't sit with y'all, talk with y'all, or
Yo.
anything.
But as a whole,
I
you don't
hate
love my people.
The history, right.
Yeah.
The history of white people and black people's interaction, I hate.
I hate it
can't
too.
love that because when we were during Jim Crow, which was a horrible time, like we couldn't eat vanilla ice cream if we wanted
And
to
Jews
laugh.
stood up
that's
for you
fucked
guys.
up.
Yeah,
That's
we
fucked
could-
up.
for
The
you
reason why,
guys,
but
man.
you know, butter pecan.
But we get no love now.
created
But
butter
we
pecan.
literally
we
like
cre-
helped you
Yeah,
get
we
right now.
created
that.
butter pecan
Oh, I love
because
that.
we couldn't eat vanilla ice cream. If we wanted
Shit's
to
good,
laugh,
though. That shit's
we
good,
had
though.
to stick
Yo.
our face in a barrel. They call it a barrel of laughs.
Yeah.
And so I can't love that. I have to.
That's
now,
a
but
shameful
during
part
that
of my
time-
history, you know?
But during that time, we loved each other, even though it was a horrible time.
Yeah.
And so now, as we've been taught to love y'all, look at everything that we lost.
You've been taught to hate each other, it seems like.
Exactly. So because you can't do both, you can't love white and black people. You
I
can
think
work
maybe
with
you
one.
Can. I think you gotta love your own
Like
people. I think
you
gotta
don't
your
love
own
me,
people
but
more.
you can talk to me.
Yeah, I respect you.
Right,
You
you
treat
can,
me with
right,
respect. We
exactly.
respect each other.
But
it's
you
like,
know that your people
like,
are who you're gonna love, and
I
what does
gotta
that
put
do?
my people, yeah.
Right, and
I wouldn't
what
want my
that
daughters
does is
marrying you, no offense,
exactly.
you
No,
know?
you're not. I don't want my daughter marrying you either.
Exactly.
So, but what that does is it keeps you to keep your culture intact.
Yeah.
Even though you can respect me, like
That's
you said,
why I love
you
my
can work
Jewish
with me.
culture.
We can
That's
work
why-
together, but
I
you gotta-
feel
Exactly.
you. I
So
feel
So
you.
it's the
Respect
same
that,
thing
yeah.
for us.
That's why
When
the
we
culture
say
of the
we
Bible,
hate
you know?
another nation, it's not emotional. We just hate the history we have. We want to correct that. We want our people to love each other so we can stop the evil that we doing to us.
So-
and as long as we loving
Yo,
everybody
do
else,
you
we
think
ain't got
Hebrew-
time.
Hebrew-
And the thing
Street
about it
attacks
is,
are necessary, though?
and here,
Hebrew, let me
yeah,
speak at
no,
you.
we shouldn't do no street attacks.
I
And
mean,
here's
like the verbal attacks.
Hebrew, let me speak for a second.
Unnecessary verbal attacks are not good. And here's the crazy part.
I once got in a fight with
Only
some of those
when
guys in New
black
York
people
before,
ever
so it's
say,
not to me.
when black people ever say we want to stick to ourselves, it's always an issue. But the Jewish man can stick to himself. The Asian can stick to himself. But when we say we want to stick to ourselves, it's always an issue. And I think that's because
None of us
the
think that
threat
you
that we
can't, right?
have
I
if we
tend
do
to
stick
agree with that
together.
way.
Yeah, do you think we'd be better off if like black people were segregated, Jews were segregated, whites were segregated?
Definitely.
Like you think
Segregated
we're not really
in the
meant to live
sense
together,
of- in
living in our own communities?
Like you have your own
segregated in the
neighborhood, and then
sense
you
of
meet up in the
Right,
city
right.
marketplace and do
Giant
But
business.
we live in the same country.
Yes,
so we have to have interaction. But our city should be our own. Your city should be your own. I do agree with that.
Maybe make one or two states that would be a black only state, a white
Listen,
only
man,
state.
that would be dope.
Yeah,
and just get out the way.
Yo, do you even think that
Get out
could
the way.
possibly happen? Let's think
Not
about
the whole country.
real
Maybe
probability.
counties.
Y'all are too
Maybe
afraid
counties.
to let that
Maybe
happen.
counties. Timnah, do you know about Timnah?
Y'all are too afraid
Do you
to
know
let
about
that happen.
Timnah?
But
Timnah
y'all are
was
too
an all-black
afraid to let that
community in
happen.
Texas. Yo,
What happened to it?
it was destroyed by the white man.
That's my point.
I know.
Because y'all are more afraid
Sad.
for us to have
No,
our own
I want
city
you to have
because
your
if
own.
we
I
have
want you to
our
be
own
successful.
city-
Tazaryach,
no,
I
that's
do.
a-
Why am
listen.
I not allowed to want you to succeed?
Because what you're speaking
Why do you
from-
need me to want
I'ma
you to
answer.
hold you down? I don't want to hold you
I'ma
down.
answer. I'm not talking
Jews
about
always
Adam.
tough to
You
blacks.
know, every time you speak anecdotally. When I speak, I'm speaking as a nation. So you named the city. What's the name of the city again?
Los Angeles?
No. The city that you just said that was black.
Oh, Timnah.
Timnah. Timnah was a black city that you said was eradicated by white people.
Yeah, it was a big
because of your jealousy of us.
I don't have any jealousy of
See
black
how you
people.
making it anecdotally?
What do you mean by like making it about
Anecdote-
myself?
Yes.
But I
you
want.
did you burn down the city?
Am I allowed?
Wait. Did you burn down the city that you just named?
No, I did not.
So when I say that I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the white race.
Yeah,
so
but-
stop making it personal.
Yeah, but it was
that
a-
white
He
race.
views the two of us the same.
Yeah,
He thinks you're responsible for the
he
burning
thinks
down of
we're evil.
Timnah.
See how he's why
I
why
don't know
you
the
doing
story of
that?
that,
This
so
is
I don't-
victim
Did your
shit.
family
This is
live
the
in
cry. This is why I
Texas?
called
No.
you a crybaby.
No, so wasn't
I don't
you.
know if it's
This is
white
why I
people or
called
not,
you a
so I don't know.
crybaby. When Jake said your people, I didn't say, hey, why
I'm
you talk
asking
about
you,
my people? I didn't have a
Tazaryach,
problem.
I'm asking
You're a
you.
crybaby.
I'm asking you one
You
question.
You got to put
Hold on, hold
You
on.
got to put
Done bad
crybaby
stuff.
in the title.
Am
some
I
kind of
allowed
way.
to?
Adam cries.
Am I allowed to help you?
No. Yeah, you know what you can do? You can go to ishouldbek.com.
Oh my God!
There's a
and make a donation.
link. That's it. That's all you can do.
You want that Jewish money, don't
You guys don't really
I want
want
all your money.
You guys want to build
All right,
shit
no,
yourself.
but let me ask you a question.
Yeah, we want to build
You
it
don't
ourselves.
want-
Okay, you
Yeah,
want to
we
build
don't
yourself.
respect that.
What
Even
about
in the Bible-
technology?
in the Bible.
What
in the
about
Bible,
technology?
when
What
they
about
was
wood to
building
build
it-
houses?
I'm asking you a question.
Is that-
in the Torah, when they was rebuilding, did they want help from the other nations?
Yes.
Or did they, no, they did not. They wanted to
King
build
David's
it themselves.
house was built
That's not
by
what I'm
have to
talking
King
build your own
Hiram's
shit.
That's not
wood.
what I'm talking
You have
about.
more self-respect when you build shit yourself, you know. And I think
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's in.
I'm all about you,
I think
man.
it's in
I'm
Nehemiah.
all
themselves,
about
they
you
can
guys
have-
doing your own thing.
doing no
I have
drugs.
no harm.
I
There's
think-
no problem about that.
When they was
I don't like
rebuilding,
everything.
simple.
I don't like everything he preaches, but some of it's good. You know, the fathers, the no drugs, and I don't like the white.
You
hate,
know, I
obviously,
watched
but-
some of your videos about the like the children and how they interact with their mothers. I think that's like incredibly important work that you're doing by educating people about like proper relationships between parents and children, especially in the black community. I want to see the black community thrive in America, but thrive in the ways of family, tradition, goodness, civility, justice. You know, and so I know you and your organization are very focused on trying to improve the lives of black people, and I support that. And I want to
Can I
be
read
able
this verse
to.
real fast?
I want to be able to support that. I don't want to be like this eternal scapegoat that you blame every single time that you want to feel like a victim. I want to be there to be like, yo, Tazaryach, let's bring in 100 tons of wood and build like 1,000 houses.
We can
You
help
know,
a little
like
bit,
why
but
can't we do
ultimately
good
they
things
have to
together,
help.
like
Like,
business
they
and
have to-
building?
they have to help
Here's what you
themselves.
How do you
you
move
know?
forward?
Here's what you could do. You can drop the wood off. You can drop the money off and go about your business.
You just want it for free. That's all you
I
want.
don't want it for free.
I don't-
You offered to help. I
No,
didn't
I
ask
offered
you,
to
fam.
sell. I'm
Wait,
offering
wait.
to sell you guys.
I didn't
at
ask
good
you.
prices.
See?
At
See?
good
Jews
prices.
always got to make some
Yeah,
money.
always got to try to make
All
some
right,
money.
so you need a
Sidewalk.
handout.
So
You're just saying to
I
yourself,
don't
you
feel
need a
like you
handout.
have more self-respect if you
you
build shit
asked
yourself.
me if you could help me. I have not asked you for shit this whole
Okay,
podcast.
then I don't need to help you. I don't want to
That's
help
fine
you.
Same.
too.
I never
but don't
asked for that.
ask
I
me.
never-
Let me ask
how
you.
you
I have
can
donation
help,
links, but
and
I
then when I
never-
give you the only
Okay.
thing we want, and I don't
That's
want
who I
you to
am.
be there, See, that's the problem with white people.
No,
Y'all
I don't
want
wanna
to
be there. I don't need-
Then why
I don't
you
wanna
get
be
mad
there.
when I say just donate?
No, because I thought you were saying donate the wood. Like I'm
I
trying.
was saying
I
donate
use the wood as
and
an
get out
example.
the way. Drop the wood off and take your ass somewhere. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
All right, Woody.
You feel
let
like
me
black
ask you a
people have to
question.
help black people, right?
Do you think?
You feel like only
Hold on,
black
hold
people
on,
can help
hold on.
black
Let me-
people?
Yeah.
Hey,
Like, the
that's
only
cool.
thing y'all
I don't
could
need
do-
to help him. That's okay.
Thank you.
I don't need to help you.
There can be
But
small
what I will
assistance that way,
say
but
is
it
if
has-
you
it
are
has
the
to come
Jew,
from black people.
Yeah.
if
I
you
agree
are
with
the
that.
Jew,
If I
hold
let
on,
a
hold
white
on, hold
person
on.
be
Let me
around
fucking
me,
say one
look at
damn
cry,
thing.
baby.
Because I'm gonna cry
That
if you
gummy
don't.
kicking in.
We don't
That
have
gummy
Listen,
kicking in
you don't want
overtime
me to
now.
cry,
That
man. You
gummy
don't want
went
me to
all over.
cry.
That nigga high
I want to
now.
ask you. I want to ask you. Tazaryach,
Yes.
do you keep kosher?
Yes. I
You
only
do.
eat unclean food.
Do you-
I only eat clean foods.
Do you
That's right.
cut? Do you the way that the Bible says to?
Where
to
does it say to cut it like that way?
it says I can find you quotes if you want me to find. If this is a prove the Bible verse thing?
No, not prove the Bible.
I'm
no,
just
here's
saying.
what
Do you
I'm
want to
asking-
even be higher kosher?
No.
I'll
the
tell
reason
you
why I
something.
asked that
There's
question-
two types of the highest level of kosher. There's glatt kosher, and then there's
Do you
halak
eat
bed Yosef.
cheeseburgers?
No, I don't,
Why?
because it says you should not boil a calf in its mother's milk.
Okay, so this I'm glad. I always wanted to ask this question, man. How do you know that burger is the milk from that burger and that cheese? How do you know that that's the same?
The idea goes like this. Milk
don't wanna
comes
eat a
from the realm
cheeseburger.
of chesed, kindness. And meat comes from the realm of gevura. You have to kill the animal.
No, but the verse says you can't see the kid in his mother's milk.
You're not supposed to do anything at all that mixes milk and meat.
Okay,
Whether
so
it's
now-
eating it
now I'm
or
gonna educate
performing
you.
a witchcraft ritual
Right.
of taking a baby cow and throwing it into a,
So, but now I'm gonna
a
educate you.
cauldron of milk,
Right.
which was a witchcraft practice back in the
But
day.
now I'm gonna educate you.
Okay, educate
When
me.
it says you don't see the kid in his mother's milk, what that has nothing to do with meat and cheese mixing together. What that means is when that calf is born and it's breastfeeding, you don't eat that calf.
Okay, so
Like for example, veal. So what they do with veal, they'll take the calf when it's born, they'll raise it in the air so that it doesn't walk, and so that it doesn't make the muscles get hard. It keeps the meat nice and tender. So veal is unlawful. That's a calf in his mother's milk. When the calf begins to chew the cud, now you can
So
eat
you
that
think-
calf.
okay,
it
so-
has nothing to do with not being able to eat a cheeseburger. Y'all don't know the Bible.
So I do.
You don't.
I do. And so
But I wanted to read this
hold
verse,
on.
though.
I know you
Wait,
do,
wait,
but
wait,
I
wait,
want to.
wait,
I
wait,
want to
wait,
respond. I
Let's
get a
just
reset.
get a couple little
I know. I got a 4-hour drive to go home, and I want to be
Where
able
you
to
drove
speak.
from? Where did you drive
I
from?
drove from LA just to. I
Good
had
job,
some
man.
business
That's
here.
right. That's good. Good
So
job.
I don't want to be overspoke. I want to feel like I get my words in
We'll-
so that
we'll
I
give you a
could,
chance
you know.
now as against.
No, I'm going to
Yeah.
speak right now.
Go ahead, speak it.
So you're talking
Yeah,
about
cry, baby.
kashrut, right? You think you keep kosher, right? And you don't think that mixing meat and milk is like a problem biblically, right?
Right.
Okay, so in the laws of kosher, you do think though that you could kill an animal in any type of way, and that's kosher.
I don't think you can kill an animal in any
Like
type.
if I shoot
Like
an
when I
animal,
slaughtered
how
an
do you
animal-
how do you
No, I
slaughter an
wouldn't shoot.
animal? What would you do?
Yeah, I laid it. What I did was I took that lamb, relaxed him, got him real comfortable, and then I took that blade. slit
You
his
feel a
throat.
little respect when you
You
kill
slit
it.
his throat. Okay, so
Yeah.
listen to this. You're on the right path,
No, no,
right?
we have to really-
Even the Muslims
Right,
do this correctly, right? Even the Muslims do this correctly to a degree. There
Well,
is
Muslims trying to mimic
on all kosher animals. Tazaryach, I want to teach you this. On all clean animals, one of the things that makes them clean is they chew their cud, meaning they have 4 stomachs
right, and then split hoof.
and split hooves.
Right.
Right. So when you kill the animal, another thing found on every single kosher animal is the trachea is right in the front. Now the trachea is a part of the animal that connects the brain and the heart. It's the windpipe. So as you get closer to a perfectly surgical incision in the trachea, the brain will immediately turn off and the animal will not feel the pain of its own death.
Right, that's why you got to calm them down. Right,
This is the main thing in kashrut.
right.
So in the laws of kashrut, we expound on it and learn tremendous more things about kashrut and how to
see how you
remove the
say
blood, because
right.
eating blood is forbidden.
Exactly.
Right? So my people preserved all these things, even if you think we're
They're not your
Khuzaris,
people. Right.
whatever, it doesn't matter.
Amalek.
Us Amalekites preserved all these things that the Jews were supposed to do to teach you Jews how to do it.
We don't have to
So
do
the
that.
Muslims.
I'm glad you said
Hold
you
on. The
expound.
Muslims, they do a cut on the neck too for halal, But there's two types of distinctions. So after they cut the neck, in kashrut, they inspect the lungs. They pull the lungs out and they extract it for things called mumim, which are stretch marks. If there's 2 or less, it's called glatt kosher. But if there's none, meaning the animal didn't even gasp for air as it died, it's called halak bed Yosef. There are 0 marks on the lungs.
But see, what
when
you're
you
doing
cut an
now, I'm not
animal's
against-
throat,
We're all trying to
when
make
you
it
cut an
humane, at
animal's
But
throat,
I'm not against what you're saying
I'm just
right
trying
now.
to share
Wait,
the
hold on.
Bible
Wait,
with the real
but you
Jew,
just
man,
said-
and
but
let
you
the
just
Jew
said-
know what to do.
But you just said you expound, so I do agree there's a way that you unalive them. But all the extra stuff that you said you expound and cut this way and look
To
in his lungs
prove
and stuff
that
like
the
that,
animal didn't
that's
feel
not
the
in
whole its
but
own
that's
death.
not
It is
in the Bible.
It comes through all sorts of
Let's
other
agree at least
things.
we're all trying to be most humane possible.
Are you
Right,
down
I
for
agree
that?
with that.
So we're all
Okay.
we're all
I agree
in
with
agreement on the
being
whole
humane.
issue. So I
Okay,
think it's
so
like,
I was able.
But not all that other
It's-
stuff
yeah,
he
you
said.
don't-
I was able to teach you at least
You didn't
one
teach me
commandment. Come on, dude, stop being a hater. You're
But you
such a
didn't teach me
hater.
nothing, man.
You didn't
I mean,
even
you guys
know
taught
about.
you
guys
could
are
eat
Did you know
cheeseburger.
about the
You're at least on
trachea?
agreement and make it
Yes.
as clean
Okay,
as
That's why
you
I
know
said,
about the
we had to
trachea.
calm him down. But
All right.
that's but
You know
can eat
about
a but
everything.
can
You know
eat a
the whole
cheeseburger.
Bible.
Because
You
look
can
at
eat
the
a
questions people
cheeseburger.
wanted me to ask. They wanted me
Okay.
to ask, is the God you worship Satan?
No,
Hell yeah.
no, it's
In the
not.
synagogue.
I fight Satan every single day.
Synagogue.
Satan actually is one of the 2 angels that have fallen.
Satan never fell. though.
Who are
Yes,
you
he
trying?
did.
Who are
There's
you
2
trying to bring
angels
back
that
with?
fell.
Who are you trying to bring back with the third temple? Because it's not
Jews
Jesus.
believe in reincarnation.
So who are they
We
trying to
do
bring
too.
back?
Even if Jesus existed, he would reincarnate in every generation because he's a Jew.
But what are they trying to create though with the third temple?
Christ
The
would
third
reincarnate
temple
because he
is
rose up, though.
God's
That's different.
presence on
I don't know
earth.
the answer to this.
We want God to live on earth with us
He's
and
not
have
gonna
a
live in
house.
that gay city though.
You're right.
You
He's
got a
living in
whole gay
Jerusalem.
city. You think God?
You
coming-
think that God's not
He
going to
has
choose
the whole
Jerusalem?
Israel.
Where's God going to choose if
Is
not
God-
Jerusalem?
is he gonna kill me and
Tazaryach,
you or make
get
us-
real.
Is he
I
gonna
am
kill
getting
me and
real.
him?
Is Jerusalem his city? Yes or no?
Is Israel all?
I'm asking you, is
I'm
Jerusalem
gonna
God's
answer-
city?
I'm going to answer and expound. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. Tel Aviv is in Israel, and y'all letting them faggots
You're
run wild.
larpers. Okay.
Y'all
is
got
God,
faggots running wild. And you
whether
think
the
God coming there?
homosexuals do anything or not, do you believe
He
that God
destroyed
is coming to
Sodom
the
and Gomorrah,
world
and
to
y'all
bring
letting
justice to
Sodom
earth?
and Gomorrah
Do
exist
you
in your
believe
city.
that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is about to come to earth and rectify everything and bring justice to humanity? Yes
Yeah, he
or
gonna
no?
Destroy your city.
And where is
and
he going to
kick y'all
build
out.
his kingdom?
It's
Where?
called New Jerusalem
In where? What geographic location?
in the Middle East.
In
but
Jerusalem
you
today.
won't be there.
I got a question, both of you.
You won't
am,
be
am
there.
I gonna
You'll
be?
be
Am I
dead.
gonna be a
He
slave?
thinks I'll be dead.
If I am, can I get like special privileges?
You're not going to be a slave, dude. You're coming on my anti-Semites trip for
I know,
Israel. It's going to be good, dude.
Anti-Semites tripping.
Because don't
I'm
they,
bringing
don't,
all
don't
these
they,
that I
don't they
mixed.
believe after the thing that we're all gonna be slaves, or is that not true?
That's us.
Is that? Oh, you guys believe it? Oh shit.
Damn.
If
dude.
they
You're
told
fucked,
the
Adam.
truth,
I might be treated a little
Yeah.
better. You're out in the
Yeah.
field.
You
You're
should-
fucked,
you
bro.
definitely gonna be.
I
in
might
the
be in the house
He
being
gonna-
like, yes, sir, here's your tea.
They want to
How many sugars
I'm
you like,
definitely gonna have
Captain?
Adam
Do you
in the
think
field,
that's? Do you think that that's what God wants for humanity? For
In
us to be
Isaiah, the 60th
vindictive,
chap-
for us to be vindictive and to punish each other indiscriminately
Can we
for the
read
rest.
it?
I'm
Can I
asking
read
you, yes or no? Is that
Can
what
I
you want?
read it?
Yeah, go for it.
This is Isaiah the 60th chapter. It says, "The nation that would not serve will perish."
I feel bad for anyone that doesn't want to serve the Jewish people.
So do they do? gotta-
According to
So wait, wait.
Tazaryach.
I don't want to
No,
serve the
no.
Jewish
Whoever
people.
these Jews
No,
are,
this
man,
is
according to
Isaiah.
Tazaryach,
Wait,
you're about to
can I
get
read it?
fucked up.
Can I read
I
it?
think
This
both
is
of the
Isaiah.
Jews believe
This
it,
is
don't they? I
Isaiah
think that's the-
60, and I'm gonna start at verse 9.
We don't. I'll tell you what
Wait,
happens
I'm sorry.
to the Gentiles.
Can I
if you
read?
want. Go for
Thank
it. Yeah.
you. This is Isaiah 60 and 10. "And the sons of the strangers shall build up the walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I
So
have had
basically,
mercy on
Donald
thee."
Trump going to the
Therefore,
Western
like,
Wall.
I've
You know
never
what I'm
had
saying?
nobody interrupt while the verses is reading.
Go
you don't
for it.
respect the verses? Verse 11. "Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted."
Amen. He's
you
like
will
literally
serve
saying, like
Israel.
literally, he's saying the kings of the world are going to come serve you, and Trump is in Israel, like helping Israel survive. And he's like saying that's not the fulfillment of biblical
That's not.
prophecy.
That's not.
That is the. Trump is like the
Because
king
you
of the
know what
world.
it is.
Saying they're the
Wait,
fake
before
Jews.
you
That
get
sounds
to that
like
part,
biblical. That
because
sounds like
before
the
you-
Jews of
because
Israel
before
are
you
like
do
the
that,
real thing, man.
Where are the 12 tribes at?
Dude, we just know about
Again,
Judah.
you got gay shit
Mixed
in there.
up to
I
the
wanna
nation.
rap- I want to rap
gays in
soon,
there
but I
and
thought
say
something
God is
interesting.
doing that.
Do you want to
The
freestyle? Should we have a
Khazarian, the
freestyle
Khazarian
session? I can
Empire. What are
freestyle.
both
You
of your
wanna
guys'
freestyle?
thoughts on
Do you-
the Khazarian? What are
'Cause
both
we
of your
all
guys'
rappers
pretending
here.
to
What are
be
your
black
thoughts on the
already,
Khazarian?
I
trying to
am
be an
black,
Israelite.
man. I am black, dude. Look at these dots on my
already
skin.
trying to
You
pretend
see
to be
these
black.
birthmarks? These are my real color of my skin.
Do you guys believe in the Khazarian
The
Empire
rest
thing?
is just
both
a
of you?
birthmark.
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
believe
real
it.
black.
That's where they come from, the
your thought
Khazarian
on the
Empire.
Khazarian Empire?
where they
Tazaryach
come
over
from.
here, man.
But do you know your honest thoughts now? You think
That
that's-
was
Oh, I'm
probably the
definitely
funniest
not-
joke you said.
Thank you.
That was kind
Thank
of
you very
funny.
much.
They make
Like
me laugh.
historically-
I
It was
appreciate
all
it. I
right.
appreciate
It was a
it.
little
you
witty.
think it's a fab-
Kazariach,
You
man.
think
it
that's
was
a
a little witty.
fabrication?
It was
Do
a
you
little
think
witty.
that's
Thank
like
you.
real? Because I've
My
tried
name
looking
means
into it.
stronghold or castle. That's what
Stronghold
my name
the cat.
means.
Okay.
There's not a ton of information
I
on
don't.
it, but it looks
I
like
don't.
there's like a little bit
no,
of truth
I
to
never
it.
even heard of the word Khazaria in my family or in my DNA or in my lineage until all the anti-Semites tried to convince me that I wasn't a
You're
Jew.
Khazarian.
Yeah, I never heard it. If I asked my mother or my father, they would never hear the word. If I asked, if you asked like a rabbi, there was one book written by Rabbi Yehuda Halevi.
You ever
that
heard
was
of the
really-
book 13 Tribe by Arthur Koestler?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he's your type of Israelite. And
There is
and
a-
the reason why he titled it 13 Tribe because he said if you guys are Jews, then it must be 13 tribes because you're imposters.
You know, in the Torah, the nation of Israel gets redeemed before the nation of Judah. And if you look today, they
Who's
called
the nation
itself.
of Israel?
They call, there's a nation of Israel right there on they're like one of the most important countries in the
Palestine?
world with
No,
the
no.
fourth most impressive
If you
army
knew the Bible,
in the world.
the nation of Israel, Ephraim is the chief tribe.
So
of
when
the
I
nation
look
of
at-
Israel, Judah is the chief tribe.
I'm
of
of the
southern
tribe
kingdom.
of Judah, and when
No,
I
you're
go
not.
to Israel,
No, you're not.
I see that the
You just
nation
said your
is
mother
built.
from Amalek. Where's your father? What's your father?
I said my mother was from Amalek, or did
What's
I
your
say my
father?
mother's a pure-blooded
What's
descendant
your
of
father?
Aaron the priest?
Ashkenaz. You said
I
your
am
father,
flexing.
your mother is.
I am flossing my bloodline. I
you
am
said
so
your mother
blood
is
pure on
Ashkenazi,
you.
right?
I am descended
But
of
didn't you say
Aaron the
that-
priest
wait,
from my mother.
Well, you didn't say that your mother's from Ashkenaz.
Ashkenazi,
Thank
descended
you.
of
What's
Aaron
your
the
father?
priest.
What's your father?
My father is what's called Litvish.
What
Have
is
you ever
that?
heard that before?
What
Because
is
you
that?
don't know the Jewish community. You
I
don't know the
don't
words
know
that
you
we call
imposters.
ourselves.
There's a
Right.
hierarchy in too. It's like the Ashkenazis.
Right.
They have
Litvish is a different type
I believe
of
Swans and the
Ashkenazi
Ethiopians,
Jew.
they
So
have- they
on
have
your
at the bottom.
father and mother's side,
I
you're
am
you're
pure-blooded Ashkenazi. Yes.
So you're not Jews.
I am the Jewish is
You're
against.
not Jews.
My mother
You
is
lied.
a direct descendant
That's
of
why
Aaron
you're
the
the synagogue
Kohen.
of Satan. You lied.
All right, Tazaryach.
All right, any rapping topics?
I would just say that if you don't think that I'm the real Jew,
Right.
you should learn Hebrew
Okay, I
and
got
read
one
what the
rapid
Bible
question.
says, and then you could go be the real Jew.
I just got one rapid question that wasn't answered in the beginning of this dialogue. Book, chapter, verse that you're a Jew according to your mother.
You want me to look it up? Or do I have to like know it by heart to prove that I'm a Jew to you?
You could just point it out. I
Okay, I'll look it up for
Deuteronomy,
you.
Exodus.
No, that comes from the
'Cause
Talmud. Because
it's
after
not in the Torah.
after the destruction of the temple,
Yeah,
it
interesting.
switched
Yeah.
by the mother. Before the
There's
destruction
no
of the
Bible
temple,
verse that says now you're the seed of the
it
mother.
used to go by the
you
father.
are the seed of your
So that's not in
father
the Bible. I did not
for
know that.
perpetuity.
It used because
It
of the
don't
rape.
change.
Because of rape, like what to
Rape-
do with all the rape
doesn't
victims after the
mean-
destruction of the
rape
nation.
doesn't mean you have
That's
a
where
child.
it comes from. The law that if
No.
you're Jewish by the mother, it's
No.
because of rape.
No.
Yeah, it is. So
That
when
makes
Jewish women are
absolutely
like,
no
"My baby's
sense.
Jewish because I'm Jewish," yeah, you're quoting a rape law.
No.
I'm just
you
telling
are
you
Jew
at the
by
Mishnah.
your father because that's how it
I'm a
was
Jew by my
always.
father and mother.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, when
I
in
am.
Judaism, you're a Jew by your mother.
There's one
That's
thing I
not
love
in the Bible. I
There's
want the
one thing I
audience to
love
pay
more than
attention to.
anything.
I asked him to show me a verse in the Bible that says you're a Jew
There's
by your
one
mother.
thing-
There is none.
I
It
just
don't
told you.
exist.
You guys look
I
at,
just
You
told
said
you.
it's in the
Jew
Talmud.
being a more of a religion or a race or both.
Their religion.
No, I'm a race.
We're
You
a
look at
race.
racial, but you
Yeah.
look racial too, though.
I'm race.
No,
I
you're
can't
not.
be a Jew. Neither
No,
one of
you
guys.
can't.
Neither one of you guys will let me become a Jew.
No.
No,
I
you're
tried
not
to
a
become
Jew.
a Jew. I got rejected.
Uh-uh.
I saw the privilege that I want to
You
be a
could-
Jew.
But
And they're
y'all
like, no.
the same
You're
tribe.
allowed to convert
I'm not allowed
until
to
the
be a
time
Jew,
of the
though.
Yeah,
Messiah.
that's crazy.
After the time
You
of
know
Messiah,
why?
conversion
because
is forbidden.
They hate,
But
like they like to cheat.
they're
I don't
above-
hate you.
They're
Y'all
above-
hate y'all white brothers.
I
though.
don't hate him. I
True.
have a
Yes, y'all
commandment
do.
in the
See, you
Torah
guys
to
love the
love
Mexicans,
Yeah,
Edom.
we
Jews,
love the
you-
we
you
love
love the
all
I have
other
a
Indians.
commandment in the
Y'all
Torah
hate
to
y'all
love
other white
Edom.
people.
They don't have that
No,
love towards
whatever.
us. I mean,
No, y'all don't have them.
Adam's a good
Y'all
guy. So
robbing him.
Look at him.
I felt
He
bad over
needs
dogging
me-
on Adam, but
He wants me to be this like
But
evil
you'll never-
supervillain.
but
You're
so that-
already evil super
the thing is,
villain.
you'll
I'm
never.
not. I'm the
I think the
super
problem is you'll
savior.
never admit your people have have
you
done anything
saved?
wrong.
The Jewish people are
have
saving the
you
They
world.
saved?
saved the black people.
The
They-
Jewish
don't-
people-
brother, remember they pulled you out of civil rights and the
Y'all
BLM.
destroyed There's not a nation
civil
y'all
rights
go into
movement,
that y'all
NAACP.
ever saved.
We built-
Ask the Palestinians if y'all saved them.
Do you know how many?
Have y'all saved them? No.
We
Y'all
literally
destroyed
could
them.
have
Y'all
wiped out
murdered them.
every single one of them with 2 pushes
Y'all
of a
want
button.
to.
Oh, how nice of you.
With 2 pushes
Y'all
of a
want
button.
to.
There wouldn't be a Palestinian left.
I think the problem
ain't
is
much
there's so much. Yeah, it's
Palestinians left.
pretty much
There's
gone.
actually more Palestine. The birth rate has increased in Palestine. There's more
Y'all
people
you
than
jealous?
before the war.
You jealous?
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
y'all
not.
Are. Yes, y'all are.
You know,
y'all gonna find another
see,
reason
you
to
need
eradicate more.
you need me to be your enemy, don't you? You want me.
already my enemy.
You want me to be
how do
your
you justify the
supervillain.
West
You're already
Bank?
You
my
need a
enemy. You're not
supervillain to
supervillain,
exist.
But y'all already my enemy.
You need a villain in order for your existence to be real.
Nope.
You do. You need someone to blame
when
for
you
your
brought
victimhood.
up that city, when you
You're
brought
an
up,
eternal
I'ma tell you
victim,
something.
and you need someone to
In my
blame for your
history,
victimhood.
right? In my history, when blacks were let go, so-called free, and we build our cities, it was your envy of black people.
Jewish people did
that
not
burned
own
them
any
down.
slaves and did not
Yes, y'all
scalp any
did.
Indians.
The first
See, Jews
synagogue
could never
in
make anything
America,
wrong.
the first synagogue in
1683.
America was by slaves.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
What are you talking about? It's called Charit Israel. It's in.
Yeah.
It's in
It's
the
by
on the
slave owners.
1683.
It's by slave owners.
That's how long there were Amsterdam
That's-
Sephardim.
it's by slave
Sephardim
owners.
from Amsterdam.
by slave owners.
Yo, you just rewrite history whatever
I don't
fits your
rewrite
narrative.
history, it's
you
just
do because you
true.
feel we was
It's just
Kangs,
true.
man. We was Kangs. So
That's
it's got to
you
be
saying,
true.
Again, want to be black.
gotta be true
That's why
'cause we
you
was
gotta say
Kangs.
Kangs like that because you
No,
want
I'm
to be
saying
black.
you guys
but you
do that.
can't be black.
guys
you
do
can't
that.
be us. That's why I said the N word, for example.
I would
is
never
in the
say that out
Bible.
of respect to you.
And I'm not saying it.
I don't say it.
Do you
Right.
say? Do you say it?
Yeah, I say it. So in Acts 13:1, it says there
That's
was
not my
prophets
Bible.
and teachers named Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger. When you look, excuse me, Neger, Niger.
In the
When you
Bible.
pronounce-
So you're
in the
saying that
Bible.
Christians made up the N word?
No, what I'm saying is the origin of that word comes from the Latin word, which just means black. They call the Israelites black because that's how they looked. So Christ was black.
So you're
Paul
saying
was,
that
let
you're
me finish. I'm about to tell you. Christ was black. Paul was black. All of them was black. They thought Paul was an Egyptian as well. So when you try to make yourself be the original person, it's impossible. Solomon, black. When Moses
Okay.
put his hand in his bosom and took it out, it was white. When he put
So
it
you're
back, it
saying
took
the
it back.
ancient word for this is the N word, but nobody's allowed to call you by your ancient name. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is what y'all have done to that word is why y'all can't say it to us. That's what I'm saying.
So we're not, okay.
If that was a normal word.
But I don't
like
wanna
if we
say it anyway.
I'm not saying, let's say like black is a normal word. But let's say if y'all demonize that word like y'all did the N word, you wouldn't be able to say that either. Like there's certain words that you wouldn't want me to say
Right.
that are derogatory, which I wouldn't say either.
Word. I
We don't
appreciate.
care. We
But
don't
if
care
you
as much, but I
decide-
wouldn't want you to call me a
There
dumb
are no
cracker.
real-
Like,
there are no
why,
real-
Why would you salt my race in front of me? You know, it's not quite
But-
the same, but I still wouldn't like it.
Exactly. So that's how it is. But
I'm not
that
gonna call you a
word
kike,
describing
you know?
them Israelites as black is why you
hate even
are not an
hearing it.
Israelite
Sorry, I
in the
apologize.
Bible.
Thank you.
That's just the key
Thank you
word,
for
right?
apologizing. And that's a big man
I
to
won't
say.
say the word around you.
You know, I appreciate it. Yeah.
No, like, the-
No, we
the
could
word
say
bothers
it.
you, won't say it,
Exactly.
you
He
know?
just
I
said
would
he doesn't
never- I
want to
would
hear the
never call
N
you
word.
that
I also
word.
don't want to hear the
Yeah, I
K
would
word.
never call you that
And out of
word.
respect, I think we could get better as Americans if we approach these differences between us with respect. And are we about this land that we all share? Whatever you want to call it. Maybe you don't like America for what it did to your people. But like, are you about like the people who live here now, like trying to work with what we got to make this
Yeah,
place
if
a
y'all
better
could
place?
just get out our way. And when I say get out our way, the drugs that come into our system, the Planned Parenthood that comes into our system, all the things that come into our neighborhood.
All the Jewish
Yeah,
contributions.
y'all
Margaret-
stop. Well,
Mar-
now.
Margaret
the drugs,
Sanger
though,
was a-
you know,
Margaret
America
Sanger
is
was
the biggest
not a
drug
Jew,
dealers on the
man.
planet.
I want to add something real quick. As
Yeah.
a white person, my people were wiped out by opiates. You know who
Right.
brought those in?
Who brought those in?
Sackler family. You know what they are?
Who?
Jewish.
Oh, my
It's
God.
devastated my culture the way
Oh,
your culture
my
has been devastated
God.
by crack. It has hurt. I have friends.
The Sacklers should be prosecuted for what they did to America, but they didn't just
so bad. They haven't.
they
hurt
didn't
people
just
the same
take
with that
out
drug,
white
but
people. They took anybody willing to be prescribed with
the
opiates.
white people got hit like
Even
hard. It's
Jews
not as
were
big in your
addicted to
community.
opiates.
It is in your community. but
Black
not the same
people,
as
Like
mine.
you
Jewish
addicted to
people,
drugs
Mexican
now.
people.
That's why you took
I'm
them
not
gummies.
addicted to drugs.
Well,
That's
shit,
like
we
the
got
most
something else we
ridiculous
gotta
thing that
film
you could
after this.
say.
We should
Like
probably wrap
somebody who
this up.
drinks a glass of wine every night, they're not an alcoholic, but somebody who smokes weed once in a while is somehow a drug
I
addict.
bet you smoke every day.
I don't. I don't even smoke, actually.
You chew them gummies every day.
Probably
Yeah,
like
wake up.
I only like to chew them on
I had a
Shabbos,
weed sponsor,
to be
but I
honest
decided
with
to
you.
drop it because I
I like
realized
to
It's
chew
not
them
the-
on
it's not
Shabbos
the-
because it helps me detach from the world and just
But today
focus
is
on
Sunday,
God.
though.
I know, but this was like such a low IQ interview
Yeah,
that
now-
like I needed
now-
something
now
to
he
keep me
blaming us
occupied the
getting
whole
high.
time, you know.
Now he blaming getting high on low IQ. That's why I'm saying when you say white man is the devil, first he only gets high on the Sabbath. Now he getting high on Sundays too.
It's dude.
gotta
First of
make
all,
it-
the
you
Bible.
gotta
Show
be
me in the Bible
consistent.
where it says you can't smoke, you can't consume cannabis.
Here's some closing
In the
arguments.
anointing oil of the Kohen, the high priest,
So
the
you saying
word
they
is
was getting high?
The word is
You saying the
cannabis.
So you saying the
Massive
Levite,
amounts of cannabis
that's how
were used
this
in the
is how you
anointing
know
oil of the high
drug
priest.
addicts are drug addicts. The white man just said the Levites was getting high.
Exodus
I
30,
had a marijuana
23.
sponsor, and I started to drop it for my podcast. I ran one episode, and I didn't.
Your
feel
marijuana
right doing it.
sponsor
Yeah,
is
man.
welcome to call me.
I did take it. I did take it for one episode. I did take it for one episode, though. So I did.
He felt convicted.
Why are you guys hating on
promoting
weed?
them.
I hope you
I
guys
did
never
run
have
one
to
ad.
use
I
weed
wish-
for
I wish I
medical
wouldn't
or
have ran-
anything like
See
that.
what
I
you
wish I
said?
wouldn't have ran the one.
I
And
hope
think
you guys
me-
don't need it for medical. You know,
I don't
It
think
is,
it's all
but
bad.
see,
You
that's
but-
what
really
it is.
think
Which
like
is-
it should be prohibition? Like,
I
no,
don't
we-
think it's the worst
This
thing
guy's
ever.
like
but
literally
I
saying
didn't
he's
feel
claiming
right
black
promoting
people.
it.
There's still like hundreds of thousands of black people in prison for smoking weed, but he thinks weed should be illegal. I'm like, where am I right now? Do you
But
even
who
hear
arrested
yourself?
them, though?
I don't think he
Who
needs
made
to be
them?
in prison,
Everyone
but he just
but you.
doesn't.
It should not be because black people
It's
will
a
never
matter-
smoke weed. We should
No,
never
no,
let it
no,
be illegal. Like, I
No,
mean,
Jews
come
are the only
on,
ones-
dude.
No, both of our races have done
Come
something
on,
wrong.
man.
Jews have the ones who've never done anything
Just want
wrong.
you to know, those are typical drug addict responses. The herb is a medicine,
Now-
but if you're not sick, you don't need the
Yeah,
medicine.
for some people, it can be
Now
so what
you-
you're saying is you're
Take for
sick.
yourself.
What we do know is he's sick every
Choice
Sabbath.
spices,
He's a drug addict every
500
Sabbath.
shekel weights of myrrh.
We gotta talk segregation still. So we should
Can
wrap this
they
up.
boss
Okay,
it?
all right, no sweat. We're
This
gonna
word
wrap
says
this up.
"can they boss them" right here.
They're not getting high.
They're just putting it in oil and
You gotta
dousing
get
like
high.
9
You
pounds.
gotta get high
It ends up
every
being
week.
like 9
I have
pounds of
mixed on
cannabis.
marijuana,
in
so I
it.
think
Yeah.
it can be helpful.
He gotta get high.
You know when they
I didn't
use
know
this?
that.
You know when they
High
use this
weed
anointing
every
oil?
week.
They use this anointing oil only on Yom Kippur when he goes into the Holy of Holies. He gets
But
and
you
the kings
use it every
and the
day.
kings. No, I don't use the anointing oil. I'm just saying that
And you use
cannabis
it as a
is
gummy. You're not even using it. Even
Cannabis is in.
if you try to say the
All
way
right.
they using it as a gummy.
Dude,
'cause
I'm
you're
just a
drug addict.
sinner. Whatever. I'm just a sinner.
All of y'all are demons.
Yo,
Okay, yep.
Can I be black?
Something else I gotta film
If
still.
if you guys are so pure and everything with you is so good,
Right.
am I just like cursed by the blacks? Like, why do we have so much
He asked for
riches?
your closing
don't
argument.
How did
think
we
anyone
get
hates
so
you,
much
just-
riches if we're like not the guys from
Because
the
you
Bible?
took it by
Because-
murder.
We stole it. We
Yes,
murdered
you took it
everybody
by
while we
murder.
were being
You took it by
holocausted
stolen.
and genocided. We took it secretly
that
in
happened.
the
Took it by
thief,
murder.
thief of the night
Yeah.
style. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm
took
like
it by murder.
murder,
Yeah.
murder.
I don't think
murdered
Jews are all bad. I
Palestinians.
just
Yo,
think
I did.
Jews
I did.
never take
You're
responsibility.
saying I'm a murderer. I killed people.
That's crybaby shit. Still
is cry
anecdotal.
people.
Anecdotal.
I can say black people do
But
a lot
it's
of
not
crime. He's
crybaby
gonna,
shit to
start
like
crying.
be like such an
To
eternal.
state facts.
Everybody got me
Do you get
down. The
angry?
white
Do
man
you get
got me
angry when I say
down, but
black
everybody
people have a
who's
violence
not.
problem? Not really, right?
I do
You
not.
might-
Me
you
is
might
a white
have
man,
a
so the
disagreement, but
Jewish
you
man
don't-
isn't
it
a white,
does not
and those
bother me.
Asians too. Fuck
Only
those Asians.
Crybaby. Only crybaby the whole show.
Yo, I'm not crying, man. I'm like
Closing
blissed out,
statements or we
man.
good?
Close out.
Thank both of you for coming in.
Yeah.
I had a good time trying to get words in. Tazaryach, Tazaryach is the real Jew. We're just
Flip
like
that.
this fake.
Flip that.
We're the not real, but he doesn't read Hebrew. They're gonna clip like 3 seconds of me saying
need-
that because
you
they're
need your Hebrew?
like crazy. Yeah, they don't need Hebrew. Hebrew's not important. The history of the world's not important. Also, the laws of like food purity aren't important. And like none of the 613 mitzvahs are important because Tazaryach
Sucking
said
baby dick's
so
not
as the
important.
real Jew. And like, so I'm just gonna go like be whoever I am, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
go
the law.
continue, keep
I'm gonna
getting
do
high.
the laws of the Bible. I'm gonna read all the Bible in Hebrew and Aramaic, and I'm gonna continue to do the laws as not the real Jew. And I'm gonna follow the Bible to the letter of the law, but I'm not the real Jew at all. And like he doesn't want to do that, but I do. So I don't really care if he is the Jew or not. I just love God so much that I'm going to commit my life to doing every single mitzvah and commandment that God said in the Bible. Whatever, as a white Gentile, you know, whatever I am, you know, if he thinks I'm a
Jew
slave
or a
owner, I'll
fake
follow
Jew.
the laws of slavery that the Bible gives out, you know, because I'll just do whatever the Bible says.
Jews have never owned slave
I'm a
ships. They
Bible
didn't push
man.
hip hop. They didn't.
I'm a man of God
didn't
from the
do the
Bible,
drugs.
and whatever I am, I'm just gonna make it. If it's in the book, I believe it, and if it's not in the book, I don't believe it. So, Tazaryach, I hope one day you learn Hebrew so that you can actually read the book.
Sorry, closing
All right.
arguments.
I'm Captain Tazaryach of ICBK under Commander Jenny Hanna. It was actually a good conversation. His closing was just represented everything about this dialogue, which was just a bunch of lies. We do read Hebrew. We do study history. We do keep the
Say the
laws.
Shema Yisrael.
We do all of those things. And I think it's important to have these type of conversations that can be spirited and it can demonstrate who the people are and then bring parts of history that Jewish people don't want to be displayed. They don't want to accept their role in slavery. They don't want to accept their role in the destruction of the black community. They don't want to accept their role in even the destruction of the Palestinians that they're destroying to this day. So I appreciate you having me on, Jake.
Thank you too, Adam.
Do I get a handshake or no?
You get hand bump,
Fist
hand bump.
Fist bump?
We don't handshake.
I
We're,
appreciate
we're
Tazaryach
not
for
the
coming
brothers.
here because if there's
He's
one thing,
really-
Wait. I want to finish one more thing. He gets high as hell talking about he keeping the commandments. First he lies saying he only gets high on the Sabbath. Then he
Yo.
had to get high to come here. So get high to come here. So that means he getting high with everything he do. When you wake up high, go to sleep high.
alcohol is worse than weed, man. That's all. And tobacco is worse
Alcohol
than
has
alcohol.
never been promoted
Do you
to
drink?
help you get
I'm just
better.
saying, if you drink,
and you
like,
don't, and you never see
live in the real
alcoholics
world a little
fight
bit, please.
as hard as he just
I
did.
didn't fight for shit.
to
You're just
get
like
high.
telling
This
me
nigga,
like that's
he
your.
just went to
that's
find
your
a Bible
cop-out.
verse. He just went to
I
try to
found
find
out
a
that
Bible
this guy
verse.
likes weed, and therefore I win.
He's a
He's a
drug
sinner.
addict.
He's a drug addict. He's a drug addict.
Watch him.
And
This
if you
what all-
let
this what all
and black
junkies do.
people,
Watch
if you,
it. This what
black
all
people,
junkies
if
do.
you and black people, if you consume marijuana like me,
Thank y'all for coming
y'all
out.
be
We
in
appreciate
prison
y'all rocking out.
because this guy
Peace.
wants you there. Look, I think it's important.
it.
That's it.